No, hey, thanks for stopping by. Epis Radio is about to begin. Keep showing up, and until next time, see you soon. What's going on, everybody? How you doing today? Good afternoon, good evening. All right, it's a little rainy here in New York. I'm going to shut that music off. We're going to get this show on the road. Epis Sports Radio, episode 28. All right, we're going to talk a little MLB, NBA, a lot of news going on in the NBA world. We're going to break it all down for you tonight. I got my boy Dubby waiting in the wings. Let's hit that intro and keep showing up, as always.
Wake up! Is every number where it was? Has this dream stopped?
Broadcasting from the capital of sports, it's the Matty B Show. Right here on Epis Sports Radio. Matty B on Epis Sports
And it's swung on and into the air. To deep right center. That ball is high.
Matty B!
Very deep is right. Hits one deep to left field. Headley back near the wall.
The Mets win the ball game. Wow, I would love to hear that, man. Jeez. I can't take it anymore, though.
Holds it in. The Jets win in overtime.
Oh, man. Mets.
On Epis Sports Radio. That's right. You know what time it is. Whoa, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Matty B, Epis Sports Radio. You got my co-host here, Dubby Dubois, coming down from the Sunshine State. I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but I can't take it anymore. The Mets are going to give me a freaking heart attack. We went from the best team to the worst team to the best pitching to the worst pitching. 3-13 in the last 16. And I can't do it anymore. I was holding on hope, Dub. I was telling everybody, all right, you gotta chill. It's fine. It's a little lull in the season. It's a long season. We're gonna be all right. And then it just kept on getting worse and worse and worse. And then we get swept by the fucking Pirates. Excuse my language. There you
Just
go.
started the show, Matt.
All right, I know. No, I don't even care anymore. It's my damn show. I can say whatever the hell I want. It's. I'm sorry. I have to. It brings it out of me. I'm done. I'm over it. And you know what? Good. I'm glad it's raining in Queens right now. They need. It's like that moment in Bull Durham. I don't know if you ever watched the movie, Dub. I'm sure you have. If you haven't, you need to. But, sometimes in baseball, it rains, and there you go. It's raining. And right in that movie, they were in the midst of a losing streak, and all of a sudden, it was the break they needed, and it turned around. Hopefully, this is the break the Mets need. Okay, and they got a doubleheader tomorrow now, 1 o'clock start. I believe Clay Holmes should be pitching the first game, unless they just moving him towards the night game. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to play that there. I would assume. I haven't checked if they announced that yet. But Clay Holmes was supposed to go today against Freddie Peralta, so we'll see if that happens. But again, Dub, this is it. I know it's a long season, and I've been saying it. I have Mets fans panicking. I have just other people telling me. I don't want to hear it anymore. But outscored 30-4 against the Pirates. Just lifeless. Lifeless. It's just, and it's the pitching carousel that has ensued. It's absurd. And on top of all of that, the Mets organization takes another hit today because of all days, it's Bobby Bonilla Day. So
Happy Bobby Bonilla Day.
Happy Bobby Bonilla Day. All right. So financially speaking, they just take a little hit in the wall. Not that Stevie Cohen's gonna hurt him so much on that. With him applying.
It's not a It's not about the money. It's 1.4. It's the pimple on the fanny.
Which, by the way, I honestly think that was a bad contract for Bonilla. It's turning out to be as bad contract. Ultimately, it was good because he deferred a lot of that money. But I don't know if he's going to be around to see all that money. I guess it goes on to family and friends, Yeah.
Oh, he's great, Bobby's 60 years old. Damn, Matty, put the man up.
Well, he's got another 10
Ready.
years on this contract? I'm just saying.
All right, I'm just saying, if he gets 4 out of 10, that's pretty good, man. You 4 out of the next 10, bro. Baby, listen.
I don't wish that to
And then you got to
nobody.
also listen. This is hilarious stuff. Also, hold on, man. Hold on. Bobby's contract was extra money. He just had to take it on the back end.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they took all the contract that he would have gotten and spread it out. They were like, if you take it spread out, we're going to give the interest rate was crazy on it for Bobby. So it did turn out good. He's got made more than he would have made if he took it all back then already. So everything he's getting on top of here is just cream on the, it's just icing on the cake. So Bobby's made out. I mean, it's only 1.4.
Yeah.
Like
I believe
it's the funny thing with the Bobby Bonilla thing that we've all known about. Everyone, if you're over 12 years old, you know about Bobby Bonilla. If you're a New York baseball fan, all right. The thing about the Bobby Bonilla Day thing that's just funny to me about it is just. It's so media driven because there were so many deferred contracts given out then. There's guys from back then who were getting 4 or 5 million deferred, and more than Bobby. Bobby's like on a lid, but it was just so hyped up, and the media sensationalized it, and it became this shameful Met holiday,
right?
And just jokey joke and whatever. It's like the butt fumble. It's not really. It wasn't really. They were down like 3 touchdowns already,
right?
All
I'm saying is he's got another 10 years on that contract, and how old is he now?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Matty. He's already got the money. He's already got extra money.
I know. Well, you hope he's got the money. Though. What's Bobby Bonilla doing these days? You don't hear about him.
Bobby's in the Bronx, being a big Bronx guy.
Does he live in the Bronx? You think so? Yeah.
Not the Bronx. I doubt that. But I'm just saying he's a Bronx guy, and he's probably somewhere living it up with his money, paying for a bunch of people and stuff or whatever, living his life.
Yeah.
1.4 a year, every year. He's had this contract going for like 25 years. They deferred the money 20 years ago.
It just hurts a little bit, bro. That's all I'm saying. But,
it's embarrassing.
Especially with everything that's going on. And listen, I do have one glaring stat for you, and I think you're going to like this, okay? Because I loved it the second I seen it. I'm like, okay, that's the rallying cry that I need personally, because, in a time like this where, things seemingly look like they're on a complete epic collapse, you got to find something, right, in the rough. And is this glaring stat that I found, bro. Back in 2015, obviously, we all know Mets went on to the World Series, did not win, but got there, right? They went on a 7-game losing streak. Right, similar to this year. They just got past that, and now they're in a big 16-game stretch in which they're just terrible. But the 7-game losing streak, okay, that ended in 2015, was between June 15th and June 21st. Okay. Would you like to take a guess what the dates were? Oh, and by the way, it was against the Phillies. Would you like to take a guess what the dates were and who the team were playing this year during the 7-game stretch, and who they were playing when they broke the streak?
Who are they playing now?
Well, they're about to play Milwaukee, but when they broke the 7-game losing streak, because they're not I believe at the moment, they're not on a 7-game streak. They're not
They broke it.
Yeah, no, I know, that's what I'm saying. So they broke it.
But when? Who they beat last? Who they beat in the streak?
I'll give you the answer. So the date is the same. It's June 15th to June 21st, and they beat the Phillies in order to break it. So just like 2015, they literally the same dates in the same game, 7-game losing streak. Again, and they ended up ending that streak. I know they've gone on to lose more games since. It doesn't really matter. The point is is that the correlation between the seasons, that 7-game losing streak, which could possibly be the longest losing streak of the year for them. It should be, unless things get much worse. It's hard to lose 7 games. Well,
sounds like a bit of a reach, Matt. It does. It sounds like a bit of a. It's a cute stat. I mean, I guess. But
all right. Well, thank
I
you.
mean,
For
listen,
knocking that down.
I'm sorry,
that.
man. I got to keep it real with you. I got to keep it real. My brother.
Thought that was great research on my part.
I think it is too, but I think it is too. It's very interesting. It's weird science, but I don't think it means anything. They're gonna go to the World Series.
Well, of course it doesn't mean anything. It's all nonsense. It's all like.
Listen. It's July 1st.
That's what I mean.
You guys are 2 games back. Yeah. Okay. 3 weeks ago, it didn't look like that. I know that part. I understand that. But it's still July 1st. This is the biggest month of the year to date, I should say. It's the biggest month of the year to date. This next 30 days, big. You got the doubleheader tomorrow. Everything starts now. 2 games down. Atlanta's 11 games back. They love to be in the Mets. They think they can make a move too. So, I mean, for the fans' sake, of course, as we watch this long, drawn-out story get written, it's going to be hell. Yeah. But I think as far as a team-wise, I think they're in a. I mean, do we expect to be up 5 on the Phillies now? The Mets are right where I know the way you got, especially the most recent past. It's not the best way because you should be ahead of where you're at because you just fell off. But ultimately, they're in a good place. Right. But yes, going into tomorrow, big game. A little nervous. Butt cheeks tight.
Butt cheeks tight for sure.
Butt cheeks tight tomorrow, doubleheader. But I think the Mets are still in a great situation. The pitching has been shaky, but that's the thing I'm worried about with them is like, even though what I've said and everybody said about the Mets with this makeshift pitching program, I should say, and the way it's been effective. So when they struggle, it gets a little scary and stuff. But I think they're gonna get it together. You still got big boppers. Soto's starting to hit the baseball.
Soto's been hitting the baseball. Yeah.
He's hitting the hell out of the baseball, right? Yeah. 20 home runs, right?
I believe so now. Yeah. I mean, yeah. And then again, he's tearing it up. I mean, and that's the craziest part about it all. When he was struggling, they were winning, no problem. Let's go back to him struggling. All right, maybe that picks the team because everybody else was hitting, and he was the only guy not producing. And now,
that's the great thing about baseball. There's so many moving parts trying to figure out.
Insane.
Just what's going wrong, even per inning, per pitch. Yeah. Per game, per week. So, the Mets.
And when it comes to the injuries for the Mets, I mean, that's also been the Achilles, and you look at Griffin Canning going down, tearing his Achilles, as I say that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
You got Jesse Winker out, you got Brooks Raley, Sean Manaea, Kodai Senga.
We're going to talk about that Achilles tendon a little later.
We haven't got a chance to talk about that.
But the Achilles, the dreaded Achilles once again.
Well, we did talk about
worst injury.
No, we did talk about it on the live about Halliburton.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, we talked about Halliburton, but we did.
Just the Achilles in general. Well, you had something else.
In general, what everyone's saying, or got all the having their opinions, whether it was KG.
Yeah.
About the guys not practicing, who's practicing enough, or they doing too much this. And I don't remember too much. Man, we did get into. But it's fine. But just to know, period, the Achilles tendon is the worst injury. It's the worst injuries, so,
no doubt
you lose a player to that. You lose a player to that, forget about it. That injury itself has changed the whole Eastern Conference. We're going to talk about that later, but when we talk about free agents later, but it's just incredible. Like, you just shelf a whole season. So-and-so's Achilles, we're done. But Griffin Canning is not going to be the case with the Mets pitcher, but it definitely does hurt. And but you have the deadline coming up, Matty B. Well, we got 3 weeks from the trade deadline, the MLB trade deadline.
Yeah, we have the deadline coming up, and you like to think Senga would come back healthy. You like Manaea at some point is coming back. They might expect him in the next month or so. At least that's what we're hearing. Canning obviously on the back burner. With Canning too. He was off to a hot start, but I didn't think it was sustainable for him.
You didn't believe in him?
Not necessarily. I think he overachieved a little bit. I think those numbers would have corrected itself eventually. But it's a shame to see him go out that way. I don't know if he's going to be able to come back, for a potential postseason run. I don't know. It depends on his rehab at that point. But that would be certainly a nice addition going into the playoffs if you could have it. But, you wait on Montes. Montes, had a little bit of a setback as well, right? Or is he back now? I don't even know. Let me check. Oh, yeah, I know. I think Montes is
Frankie's
back.
back.
Yeah, Frankie is back. Right. So...
The rotation.
Right, yeah, that's right. I remember when it came back. Yeah, and he had a first game, good game back, right? I don't know.
Right. It's coming back.
Yeah.
That Mary Jane.
Yeah, it's not only that, just the madness of everything.
He said it's not only that.
Yeah, geez, it ain't, man.
It's not only that. You didn't say it's not that. So, but we can go over.
Good catch,
Matty,
by the way.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, no, we keep it real here, though. So on Epis Radio. So, Matty, I don't know if you're ready to transition over to Uptown because I was
absolutely.
All right, I was watching the Yankees play a 3:00 game in Canada, in Toronto. Oh, they got drilled by the Blue Jays, baby. Listen, I watched the game. It was a 3:00 game. It's Canada in Toronto. The Rogers Center sold out. I'm watching on a Tuesday in Central Florida. So I had a good day. I went shopping, come back, but the Yankees on. Yankees up 2-0. Blue Jays tied the game. Yankees jump on them 4-2. And then the Blue Jays tie the game, and then the floodgates open.
George Springer, 7 runs, huh?
7 career high, 7 RBIs for George Springer. He had 2 home runs. He gets a big grand slam when the game is 5-4 in the 7th. And they go on to beat the Yankees 12-5. I hedged it a little bit because I'm a scumbag. So I got a couple of shekels out of it. I took so I sat here with I was going to be happy or try to find a way to be happy.
Like a true spoken savage. Well,
yeah. But they were awful, bro. They fried Freed. Man, Blue Jays are now 1 game back, 1.5 back, I believe. They came into the game. I sent you the standings earlier, but that was before that game ended, Matt. So I'm gonna go look at the new ones. Yeah, the Jays are 1 game back, and right now, and so is Tampa. Okay. Yeah, 47-38, and the Yankees are 48-37. Same amount of games played. So.
And Judge's average coming down to 358 now, bro. Not
he's he got intentionally walked twice. He got intentionally walked. Nobody out. Second man on second in the 6th, I believe. I was like, wow, they really, And the Yankees. It was a strike 3 with Luke Weaver pitching. The game tied 4-4 in the beginning for the Jays, where Springer hit the grand slam. And I forgot who was hitting, but
let's see it.
It was catcher's interference called.
I'm not gonna play all the highlights, but I'll play the Springer 7 runs. Hopefully,
just get the highlights in that inning. Just get that inning.
That's what I'm doing.
Get that inning. Right, just that inning.
That's what I'm doing.
A big inning where Springer hit the grand slam. Yeah.
I'm going to warn you for my YouTube listeners and watchers out there.
They're gonna kick us off, bro. They don't like us like they're gonna kick us off.
While I cough into the mic.
They're gonna kick us off.
I'm gonna try it. It's only a minute click. If for some reason the stream ends, okay, because of these highlights, I'm going to try to do my best to keep it short and so that it doesn't happen. But if for whatever reason it does, just refresh. The stream will come back on very shortly. This is like an ongoing test with this. So we're really trying to perfect, I'm just trying to figure out how much time they allow me to do it live because in post-edit, they let me rock. In live, it's like, no, goodbye. All right, so let's try that for you.
Let me get my spectacles on. My Malcolm X spectacles. My brother. All right.
I'm just getting through. Yes, all right. There you go.
Curveball. And hit pretty well to deep left.
Oh, little fuzziness right there. First dinger.
Springer,
that was the first one they gave him the jacket.
He saw sweepers, change-ups, a couple of fastballs.
Man, I knew going into that game, Matty. I said, man, this crowd gets 3:00 start. This is not our cup of tea. They
5-4 and bing! The bomb.
There was that catcher's interference. It would have been It would have been the end of the inning when the game was 4-4. But the Yankee catcher's glove way out in front.
How about it? Springer 9-4, and there you go, baby.
That's it. Woo! They were going nuts, bro.
Wow. That's Dubby. Oh, there you go. There you have it. So there wasn't as long as I needed. There you go. I do have some. I could play some other highlights of this stuff because that went well.
No, we don't
Yeah.
got to go no more.
We don't gotta go. That's about it. There
We're
you
good
go.
on the
Right now across the league, you got Miami.
Yeah, let's.
2-up, 2-0 over Minnesota.
And the Marlins, man, they're playing some great baseball. They've won 8 out of their last 10, man. I know they're still
but it's a long
11
way
games
back.
out.
Yeah, it's a long
But
way
it's
back.
a long way back, but they're a game behind the Braves. Man, you have something to play for. Play some ball. They don't. It's not like they have anyone to trade away this year.
Certainly
don't know anyone.
A wild card spot is in the realm of possibility for Miami. So I don't know. We'll see. They got to keep it going. This is some good baseball, and there's still plenty of baseball left. Definitely can get that.
I don't know about a wild card spot for them. I don't think they go to playoffs, but they can be respectable.
They're saying, 10 games out. Hey, bro, but they're 10 games out of the division. Now was they in the wild card?
No, the wild card
as well. Okay, all right.
Yeah. St. Louis has got 47 wins.
Apparently, they just took back a run in Miami right now, so it was 2-0, but it's now 1-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Runner goes back to third, so something happened there. Got to check in now.
Replay, baby.
Something I can maybe see. I get the game cast up and got an idea of what just took place in there. But yeah, like you said, Miami, definitely, making a surge, doing what they need to do. But I think it speaks volumes about. I think it speaks volumes about what's going on in the National League and East right now. It just is. I feel like it's a very weak National League at the moment, or just a lot of evened out ball playing outside of the Cubs, who continue to hold fort there. Phillies seem to be, on a bit of an uptick, but I still have my question marks about Philly, man. Despite everything with the Mets, there's still only 2 games back, and it's, you got to feel pretty good considering, you're losing 3 of your last 13. And you're in this position now, As of right now, Miami's 11.5 games back in the National League East. So, I don't know if that's the same in the wild card, but that's tough. That's tough to beat. I was trying to look what happened here. It was a homer in the second, and I don't know. Triple to center, grounded into double play, player to first, Myers on his second. Can't see him again. Top of the 8th. Nothing. I don't know. It's not showing up here. I was intentionally walked and then a triple, but something happened. I gotta check it. All right, bro. But yeah, a little score. All the scores across the league: 3-2 Athletics over Tampa Bay. St. Louis and Pittsburgh there, zip, top of the 8th. That Tampa Bay game's in the bottom of 6th. There's a rain delay for Boston right now. The East Coast getting hit with a bad storm right now. Obviously, Mets postponed for tomorrow. I believe so. Who else was postponed tonight? Obviously, Boston in a rain delay. Who knows if they'll be able to get that whole game in. They're in the top of the 4th right now, up 2-1 over Cincinnati. Los Angeles, Atlanta, zip in the bottom of the 5th. Oh man, I can't wait to get these scores up on the screen for the people, man. Gino, Mets GM needs to get serious about pitching. Well, Gino, we touched on it a little bit before, and thanks for showing up, bro, as always. They're gonna get pieces, right? Like Sanga's coming back. Manaya eventually, should be coming back. You got Montez now, but you're right. I mean, this is a team that's clearly in a position to win this year. I know it's rough times as we speak, but they have to get serious and they have to go out. Why can't we be big buyers at the deadline here? We have to be, and on both sides, by the way. I heard rumors about getting Brian Buxton. That would be the move. Let me tell you, if the Mets could find a way. They also would hear rumors about Luis Robert Jr. I'll take him too, but I'd rather Buxton, especially with his ability in the field. I mean, guaranteed.
That big injury history of his.
Yeah. I'll take it, though. I'll take it. But you know what, Dub? Like, I mean, this guy's got to have a good stretch. I feel like, in terms of that. You know,
He's a phenomenal talent.
absolutely. So
Right,
I mean,
Buxton, are you kidding me? He just never plays.
yeah, you got to pull the trigger on it. If you can.
I mean, if that would make his the price on him a little lower, a little better, sure.
I mean, sure. I mean, that's right. I would agree. That should help. And the Mets have pieces. Let's not act like they don't. They have a good farm system. They have pieces that they can use. Guys that are tradable in that sense. And that would be a major upgrade either way, even with the injuries. Obviously, if it's goes down with a season-long injury, what can you do? But you can't bank on that when you're making these types of franchise-changing moves. And the Mets, they got to be huge buyers. The same goes with the Yankees. I've been advocating that for a while now with the Yankees. They they
we're getting
got
to
to
that
be
time. We're getting to that time. We're getting to that time of year.
Come on, I have this freaking gnat in my face. What was that? Last year, did you trust our pitching against the Dodgers? No, last year I didn't trust the pitching at all, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know how the Mets got as far as they did last year. I've always been on record saying that. They completely overachieved. That pitching was not up to test. I think it's a little bit better this year. But that's clearly changing at the moment. So I don't know, check back with me in like a month, we'll see, we'll see how I feel about that. Yeah, but I mean,
the Yankees, on the other hand, they've gotten players back. They've been in a lot of, tough losses. Jazz Chisholm's hitting the baseball.
Yeah, Jazzy. Yeah.
They got Stanton back. Like you said, Judge
Stanton been doing anything? Like, has he been I haven't been so tuned into the Yankees as of late. Has he been affected? Hitting home runs? Nothing? Like, what's he got?
He's just good. He's starting to warm up.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't done anything yet.
Has he hit any home runs? Like, he hasn't been
Hold
up
on,
here for long.
I think he just came up. What, a couple, like 3 games?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna check for you. That's
I haven't seen anything on the socials. Cubs
now
up 3-0 on Cleveland. Let's see a little American League, man. 12-5 Toronto.
Stan's gotten some hits here and there, but is he homered yet?
No,
he hasn't.
Just curious.
240. He's hitting 243.
That might be a good prop bet. Stanton to homer one of these games because he hasn't done it yet.
He's hitting right, absolutely. He's hitting 243. He's been back since June 18th. He's got a lot of at bats. He's played almost every day, bro. So he's here, man. He's got 3 RBIs, 1 run score. What does he got? He's got 0 doubles, a bunch of singles, no extra base hits yet.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
yeah.
There you go. Chisholm's hitting the hell out of the baseball, though.
He is. That good game the other day, right?
Yeah. I mean, the Yankees. I mean, listen, Fried got torched today. The Yankees need another starting. But they need someone to pair with him, going as a little 1-2, and then you get into the deeper parts of the rotation. But that's obviously what they need first. I'm still not worried about the Yankee lineup. I mean, if we can get another hitter, but a lot of these guys are doing their thing. So am I going to take at-bats up from Grisham? I don't think so. He's a good supporting player in that lineup. And other guys like that, like Rice. You got Stanton back. Chisholm's hitting the baseball. LeMahieu's able to play. He can walk on both his feet right now. What's LeMahieu giving us? Let me get some DJ LeMahieu stats. Matty B.
I was looking at some of the articles in our Discord. I want to get the people ready for some of the NBA news that's been coming out. Oh, right. Yeah, there was that story. So while we're on the subject of baseball, I'll pull this up for people here. Ketel Marte, Arizona Diamondbacks.
Okay. There you go.
Was taunted by a fan. All right. Terrible stuff. I didn't even catch the video on it. I don't know if they got good video about it, but he was taunted by a fan. Apparently his mother had passed away in a car crash back in 2017, and a fan brought him to tears because of verbal abuse at a game last Tuesday in Chicago. And it's just a shame, man. Like, that's what the hell?
These fans are sick.
Right? You know, like, I mean, like, at the end of the day, like, I know these guys make a lot of money, whatever, you know, high-profile athletes, what have you, but
Once in a while, one of the animals from the comment section comes into the real world.
right.
Who's into the real world.
Yeah.
These fans are sick. You know they're sick.
I mean, how
Come
could
on.
you, man? Like, what do you, even if, listen, I don't know the details of his mother's accident. I don't know if she was, like, drunk driving or anything like that. But even then, even if that was,
Nah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You know
All
what I
you
mean?
gotta
Like,
do is call him a bum, and have to tell him you're
right.
210,
You know,
you're
and you
bum.
know what? Not for nothing. Don't do that either. Like, it's just not. It's not necessary. You know, like it's another form of freaking bullying, and just I know it's competitive sport. I get it, but there's absolutely no reason you want to. You know, there's other ways to taunt, you know, an opponent, you know, and things like that. I've seen guys do it where it's intellectually, you know what I'm saying? Like, come up with, like, a good phrase, say something good. Don't freaking, you know, find a way to talk about his dead mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just lazy, you know? It's not, you know, like, fine.
Lazy. It's a little more than that.
I
But
mean,
I get you.
you know what I mean? It's lazy in the thought process, and it's so many other things as well.
Ignorant. It's a bunch.
Right.
It's a bunch.
But I'm just, you know, like, come up with something better. Obviously, come up with something better, or, you know, just you know, comedic. I don't know.
A lot of these people aren't creative. A lot of these people aren't even
What the
intelligent,
hell's outside my
or
window?
even have. Oh my! Who's that peeking in my window?
Who's that peeking? Yeah, I heard somebody outside. I don't know, Dub. Keep the people entertained for a second. Hold on, I gotta check this. 'Cause
All
I
right.
heard. I got my window open. And I'm like, he's like, I heard something about like something. Oh, there's.
I mean,
something
like
in front of
Matty
the
was
door.
saying, you know, these fans. I mean, fans over the years. When you look at the evolution of fans and fandom and the access we used to have to players, as far as you watch these old videos of, you remember when championships were won, fans were players. So
And some
the
of the
evolution of the.
Amazon Prime is here.
All right, I was telling the people about. I was talking about the evolution of the relationship between the players and the fans. Like, you watch these old documentaries, Matt, like the Boston Celtics winning on the Boston Garden with red, and the fans are on the court touching the players. They're all
Yeah.
and you watch all the way to now, 60, 70 years later. It's very fascinating, Matt.
Yeah.
From people being able, that's why when you see people like, you know, Vanderbilt, when they took the goalpost down and they carried it out, so maybe only in the college atmosphere, because you can't even let the fans get near these players anymore. Because of course there's always people who spoiled it. So that's out of the that's not even a thought anymore. But just the access now, where I was saying the fans had total access, then it was taken away. But now they have this new access. I know this wasn't an internet incident, but the fans still have this total access to the players. You know?
I have
And
just real quick, I got this. I found this for you, and this is cool. I didn't even see this, but the White Sox apparently did a nice little tribute for him. I guess in wake of this moment, and they put this up for him. I'll show you guys here. So baseball is family. The White Sox community supports Ketel Marte. That's a beautiful thing. I like that they did that. They put that up on the big screen, and at their park, and you know that's pretty cool. You know, in wake of all that. You know, it's just a shame, man. I don't get. You know, I don't understand that form of trolling from fans.
And then, you know, the thought process is a lot of the fans is, oh, these guys make a lot of money, he'll be all right, or there's maybe a little jealous factor, or whatever have you. You look at these guys, and you know, there's a little envy in the eye, a little envy, you know. But so I could do whatever I want to him. He'll be all right. He's gonna go, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
That plays a part, you know. But I mean, he got what he wanted. He got the guy to cry and all from attending White Sox games or any major league game. I'm not sure.
Did you hear about this one? Wander Franco, 2-year prison sentence. Is suspended.
Oh, it was suspended.
It was suspended if he fails to meet conditions set by the judge. The main one being he does not approach minors with sexual intentions. He will have to serve the sentence. So
of 2 years. That's all he got.
Right.
You know what he did?
He
You're
got
right. I mean,
I don't
Do you know
know
the
in great
specifics?
detail. No.
Well, he's got this. He pretty much bought this girl, this underage 15-year-old girl, whatever, from her mom in Dominican. He brought her up, while he's playing ball in Tampa, hitting up the all-star numbers and all that. And meanwhile, he's doing this. I think he's at least 8 years older than her. He's 23, obviously.
Right.
This
Well,
girl's like
no.
15.
I think this goes back though. It wasn't when it was not recent. It was when he was younger, right?
No, I don't know. These charges is when his baseball money to exploit this lady and get this mother, so to speak, exploit the situation of their poorness. And he was down to buy the girl. He trafficked her to the U.
Okay, yeah. What happened? Oh, I
But he probably had her down there too. But it was a Dominican. So, I imagine, honestly, I don't think they're gonna come down getting tried in the United States. But it's he's guilty.
Yeah, bro. It was when
he's guilty,
it was
bro.
when he was 21, bro.
Yeah, she's like 14 though, and he's using his baseball.
But that was when he was 21. How old is he now?
Right. Probably 24.
Yeah, that's 23, what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, that's still, egregious.
Little girl wanted to go home. It's egregious indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wander Franco. So what's his baseball playing? He's never going to play in the big leagues again.
I don't know. I also now it becomes I think an issue with immigration with him, and especially
he can't play ball anymore.
Especially what's going on with the United States. Like he falls under that category of being detained.
Bro, he shouldn't be. We shouldn't even. He shouldn't play ball no more. The big leagues better not let him in.
Shouldn't. Yeah.
Even if he was able to get through all of that and circumvent all of that.
Right.
All of the barriers where he would do his law thing, get through the legal system, and then the immigration system. Major League Baseball better not ever again in their league. They better not. What a waste, man! What a talent!
Absolutely. I mean,
hell of a talent.
No, he won't be able to play. That's it.
Yeah, get him out! Get him out of here! Get him out of here!
11-year, $182 million contract back in 21.
Tampa doesn't ever. They haven't given anyone that money since Longoria, where they say, "Hey, we're giving out a big deal to our guy."
So the
problem, they don't do that.
So the problem is now he needs to secure a visa to work in the United States because of the guilty verdict. So with the immigration situation that's going on here, we've talked about it both on this show and on the mental health show. And if you're living outside of living under a rock, what's going on in this freaking country right now. So chances are he ain't playing. It would be interesting to see that though. Like what? Does Trump give him the exception because he's a ball player?
Man, they better stay away from that guy.
You can't. I don't see.
They're not give because he's a child.
No, I know. I don't see it. I mean you can't. But hey,
he's not a gangster.
I would say I've seen crazier things, right? I mean, I don't know. But
meanwhile, we're waiting. Meanwhile, we're waiting for the Diddy. We're waiting for the Diddy. The jury has it. The jury has this is a big American trial.
Wasn't he found guilty on
they said partial charges.
They got some partial.
Right? They have some partial. They have some partial verdicts out. Yeah. It's weird, this whole case. But yes, he's been found guilty. I think the racketeering charge they're not. But this is I mean sexual abuse. I mean, I have to be the first to admit there was the first week I was following it, then couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to follow it like I usually try.
Yeah.
Trial. But
one more
Matty,
thing. One more. I got one more. All right, and this will be interesting. This is a good little video right here. All right. And it has to do with a potential lockout in Major League Baseball. Apparently, MLB insiders from The Athletic, Ken Rosenthal, tells us why a lockout is near certain to happen.
The NBA?
In the Major League, bro. Ken Rosenthal reporting. Ken Rosenthal only reports
next
on
year?
the MLB. I believe for 2026. That's what they're saying. I also, we've heard potential lockouts for WNBA as well. there's a lot of lockouts looming, in the American sports. I believe NBA could be on that chopping block maybe in 2027.
The money about to change.
But yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it's kind of crazy what's going on. At Major League Baseball, a lot of the owners right now, and Steve Cohen, I think, is a part of that, are advocating for a salary cap. And this is something that I mentioned a while back on the show, bro. I said it, and I think, who was it? It was somebody, I don't know if it was Gino, somebody else, or Hermansky. It was one of those cats that were telling me, nah, they would never do it. The MLB owners want it, and for some reason, I'm kind of dumbfounded by it.
I know. I definitely would have said it too. I would agree with one of those cats. I don't think they can do it.
Oh, I think they're gonna get it done. I've heard they're conspiring amongst each other, and like this shit's gonna happen. They want it. I don't know. I guess
they got to get through the players' union, man.
It makes sense because I know it makes sense, but hey, man, that lockout will do it. These
gonna guys are making so much money, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
They've
been
making
got
so
money,
much
bro.
money to own. The owners have been making money.
The players might fold, bro. The players might fold eventually. I think the owners could hold out for a lot longer than the players will.
They need to keep. They need to hold on to the players need to hold on to their bread and just sit and let the whole season go. And
yes,
be willing
they do.
to because the public will put the pressure on the owners and they'll break the.
Yeah. If you kiss goodbye a season. And you
but
have
if you guys are
lockout season, like replacement players or some shit.
Right. Like in '87 in the NFL, the money wasn't. They weren't getting the money they were getting, so they had got through the picket line. You had and people pissed off at real guys, real big time Hall of Fame guys.
Yeah.
I got this $1 million. I got this beautiful vet, bro. I gotta go play ball, bro. But now these guys got so much money. You guys can put some money up, and sit it out. Yeah. Man up.
Check it out. All right, I'm going to show you guys the video here. All right, this is Ken Rosenthal, MLB insider for the Athletic.
I'm always going to root for the players because the owners are so fat and they never take any slack in the media or from the fans. The players always get blamed first when it comes to these really rich and really rich people. The rich people get blamed, but the really rich people, they get a pass, and they always have. And I think it's crazy.
No, absolutely.
How the owners. They don't get, nothing happens to them. Nobody says anything. This guy in Pittsburgh, the Pirates owner, this guy been buying beachfront property in California with all of that luxury tax money spending on the Pirates. He bring back McCutchen when McCutchen's washed up. Mm-hmm. When everybody loved him, they wanted him to stay. What they do with him? He's going to trade Paul Schemes. That's what they do.
Right.
About paper, that's all. They don't give a shit. Right. And he's not the only owner. These are the same guys who need a cap. Come on, bro.
All right, let me play this clip for you. All right.
Okay.
Dubby, you got it. Oh, am I not getting?
Guaranteeing a lockout at the end of 26. But are you as certain as I am about that?
Oh, pretty much, yes. And I'm certain about it because the commissioner has already said in an article by Evan Drellick that a lockout can be a very useful thing. The owner's thirst for a salary cap has never been greater. There is a percentage of owners that are willing to shut down the sport to get what they want.
All you need is 8. I remind the audience, all you need is a block of 8. The question is, will there be enough owners to allow for missed games? You could come up with 8 teams pretty easily right now.
Yeah.
And so what will be interesting to me is if it happens.
To me, it's ill-conceived in the mildest possible term I could use, ill-conceived. I could use a lot of other terms. $12 billion industry, why would you want to shut it down? You're not the NFL. You're not coming back so quickly in the eyes of the public. But all that said, if you have a salary cap, you're also going to have a salary floor. And there might be some lower revenue teams, small market teams that don't want a salary floor. That adds to the complexity of this for Manfred in trying to build a proper block of votes to get this thing done.
That's a lot. Anybody listening to that live right now, let me know if you heard a little reverb on that. Like, how did the audio quality sound to you on that one? Because for me, it sounded like I was getting a little reverb. I'm not quite sure why. I think it's the browser source. You were getting that?
No, I heard it well.
Okay,
you made sure you muted me, right?
No, I didn't have to. I don't have to for it. But Gino, you heard it, right? You know what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm using a different browser source for this particular video, so I think that's why I got that. I'll fix that on the next one. Thank you, Gino, for the input there. But there you go. There you go. I mean, That's big news, man. It's big news, and you're right. If the players don't want it, I think they're gonna have to hold out, and they're gonna have to hold out big. It's gonna
Save
have
that bread, man.
it's gonna have to be a full season, I think, for them to really fold, or at least majority of the season. But
In 1994, they actually had replacement players. They
Yeah.
had a little, they did. I think what's his name who's the guy from the Mets who's a replacement player? He was nice too. He's a pitcher. Because when he came to the Mets, he's like their fourth star.
So what you're saying is this is my chance? Matty,
you gotta have to start training now, man.
Matty's gonna show up at City Field for a tryout. Screw it.
Was it Dave Malicki?
Was it really Malicki?
It was
Malicki-
one of them
Malicki
guys
ended
who
up
was
getting in?
on the 99, 2000
And he
team,
ended
was a
up
replacement
staying.
player in 94. Yeah,
Really?
there was a couple of scabs who made the big leagues, like four of them, and the Mets had one of them. Yeah, but when those guys crossed the picket line in the 94 draft, in the 94 strike, no way. But the 87 guys, the players are such great players. No good players really did that. They were no matter of fact, no one crossed the picket line in 94. They just let the placement players finish the season, I think. Or did they start the next season? I don't remember. But they
it
had
wasn't Malicki. Malicki was 94 to
It wasn't?
2000. Nah.
I forgot the name of the guy, but he was a good pitcher for them. Damn,
He was
Gino
not
might
among
know.
the players. Let me check.
We used to talk about him like, this is a placement player. Oh man. But he was a good pitcher for them. He's like a 4th, 5th starter.
I'm looking.
But you looking for it?
Yeah, I'm trying.
But in the meantime,
Kevin Millar.
Kevin Millar was a replacement player. That's
Shane
one of them.
Spencer, Rick Reed.
Rick Reed, he was the Met pitcher.
Oh,
It was Rick Reed.
Okay, yeah.
It was Rick Reed, 100%. Kevin Millar. They had a couple good scabs, but these guys were not big leaguers when they crossed the picket line. They used it as an opportunity.
Reed was called up by the Reds late in 1995 after crossing.
And he
the
made his
picket
way
line.
to the Mets.
Yeah. Wow.
And he never become a Met.
How about that?
And he was pretty good. He had a couple solid seasons.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. All right, Dub. I'm gonna kick it over to you for a little bit solo. All right. I'll be right back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Don't go anywhere. I'm just gonna be right back. I gotta go help put the kids down to bed for a little bit.
Yeah, right. Matty B. We're gonna be here when you get back.
Dubby's gonna be keeping it rolling. Let me give him a. Are you gonna talk basketball, Dubs? Are you gonna?
You know
go
what I'm gonna
that
talk
route?
about? For now, I'm gonna wait for you. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Malik Beasley and the gambling situation, and then I'll probably talk about. I'm gonna get into NBA.
You know
I'm
what?
gonna go down some trade sheets. So
You
when
know
you come
what?
in, you just jump right into it.
Since you're a man from Brooklyn, I'll give you the Brooklyn Bridge as your background. All right, as you take it away.
There you go.
So Solo Dub will take away the show right now, and I will be back. All right, there you go, Dub. You're good to go, baby.
All right. So yeah, guys. So as we know, Malik Beasley, or some of us know, has been accused. He's involved in an investigation for being involved in gambling probe. As far guys know the deal. No gambling in the NBA. You can't be gambling on games. You definitely can't be taking bets or hedging your points, and that's so far what he's been accused of. And he's gonna be the third guy, NBA guy accused. Of course, Javante Porter is currently doing a prison stint for his role in a gambling rink where he was shaving points and faking injuries to make unders in parlays for his friends, basically, and other people. But he got caught up in that, and that's the end of Javante. And it's interesting. I said there's a third. This is the third. Terry Rose also. But his charges were dismissed. And there never was any big hooba. It's not like they had a big press conference that Terry Rozier didn't do anything, no wrong. But he's been back to he's got a new contract. He's doing his thing. But Beasley's situation, the way I'm hearing it is, like here it goes. The U.S. District Attorney's Office is investigating Detroit Malik Beasley on allegations of gambling related to ESPN. Serious developments around NBA free agents. And yes, he played for 1 year last year. So this was supposed to be his big year. A lot of times he's one of those PH6 NBA guys. You see him paparazzi with lots of picks. Average, good shooter, decent. probably it's very. A lot of these guys have money troubles. A lot of these guys do. You like, yo, why would the players do this? I don't know. I think it's stupid as heck. Everything, but a lot of these guys, believe it or not, live above his means. Yes. You could be making $13 million and live above your means. But now I think with legalized gambling comes a whole different stipulation, or should I say, caveat, right? Gambling's always been a problem, a dangerous adult activity, right? But it was always regulated, and it was pretty much illegal everywhere. But guys still would keep getting their legs broke by robbing. He's always been back gambling spots in the cities and all over the. There's always a bookie pick up ticket, but now there's no more bookies. You don't need the back room no more. You just got the phone, and you just put your prop bet. I've sat here and put prop bets. I don't like prop bets, but put bets while during it. It's so easy to do. It's so easy to do, and if you like it a lot or really, really, really not do it, you get yourself in trouble. And I think honestly, this is a problem kind of given itself because there's so much money involved. Like, you watch a sporting event, watching MLB Network, when they go to commercial, there's going to be a gambling commercial. You start seeing things over and over. If you go to bed, the Spanish speaking tape, right? Work with me, guys. Follow me real quick. Say you put on the tape that teaches you how to speak Spanish. They have. You put it on, you go to sleep, and they say they'll teach you. I don't know if they're going to teach you Spanish, but you're going to learn stuff even in your sleep if you repetitively play it over and over. So when you're awake and you're seeing these commercials, you watch that propaganda, all of that, you're absorbing that. And it might not do anything to you, but the next guy, I'm going to go gamble. And he's going to gamble. And, I just think it's, and now we have players involved. I think this is the tip of the iceberg with the gambling situation, the NBA going forward, and I think it's just something we're gonna watch out. Kind of like how we watching Coach Belichick and his lady. That's a story that has led. See it take off. As long as we're on Epis Radio, we're gonna. But eventually, there's gonna be something big, like 1918 Black Sox scandal. One of these days, it's gonna happen. Going to be some big, because honestly, the integrity of the game, when you talk about Malik B, Tim Donaghy years ago, we're talking about human beings. We're talking about people who can be corrupted. We're talking about people who become vulnerable if things are not going their way, or these rich athletes with everything to lose, still willing to take a chance on taking or doing an under bet for their friend or faking an injury for their friend. So, they can just be underneath that 12 points under. So we're going to see what happens with Mr. Beasley. But so going forward a little bit, big day in the NBA today. We could talk about this for a while. It's July 1st. NBA free agency is wide open. 25. We are seeing a lot of player movement. We're seeing guys resign. We're seeing voids being filled. We're seeing surprises. Like we start with Milwaukee signing Miles Turner from the Indiana Pacers, $107 million, 4-year deal from the Eastern Conference champion Pacers. A Pacer team who was this close to being 8 days ago. And now here they are, probably going to have to just forget about the 25-26 going forward, unless they got something in the oven that we don't know about for the year. And then they just gave up Miles. Maybe, And now, on the other hand of that move, you have the Milwaukee Bucks, who not only signed Miles Turner to a long-term deal, they to Clippers. I'm not sure about that. But they also cut Dame Lillard. And it's like, damn, I mean, hey, for Dame Lillard, that's, nursing his Achilles injury, that Achilles. That Halliburton got it a couple of weeks. Dame being 34 years old or 35, definitely a very, very big injury for him. But we're gonna see what he's got left. But he's gonna have the opportunity to sign any. I mean, a team's gonna be able to sign him probably and take a gamble on Dame Dollar, because this is gonna be it. We're gonna see what he got after. He said this Achilles injury, it is like the worst injury you can have. It doesn't get any worse than that. And now every time you hear the word calf strain, you go, oh my God, shit, that's how I feel. Lillard's got a calf strain. He's nursing a calf strain. Halliburton's got a half strain. He's going to try to pop. Durant's got a calf strain. He's going to try to make pop. So, man, but my question is like, we knew what Halliburton was risking going in because, like I said, he comes from a long line of injury, especially in the recent history of the league. But he still did the right thing. He had to play. So, you can say, oh, he was hurt. If he didn't play, nobody would ever let him get away with it. And he just came back healthy next year and just gave up games 6 and 7. Nobody would have let him ever get. So he did the right thing. He said it himself. He's like, he wouldn't have. He throws up the heart from the hospital bed, whatever. But yeah, the Pacers, Boston with Tatum's injury, they trade Porzingis. They sent him to where did they send Kristaps? Atlanta, right? Yeah, they sent him to Atlanta. They send Drew Holiday back. That's a player I thought that they were going to acquire. He's a little out of down here in Central Florida, and his name has been banned all over the whole season. They're going to get him pretty solid, but they didn't get him. They did get Desmond Bane. And today, the Magic also signed. When you talk about the Eastern Conference and all those moves, you got people like passing like ships in the night. You got teams. Because the Magic, to me, maybe it's a little biased because I'm working. They looking good, man. Tyus Jones. They don't get more solid than that. Why can't Tyus Jones ever get a 2-3-year deal? 1-year deal, pretty good. He's a good point guard, floor general. This guy gets 1-year deal, 1 year, 6 years, $6 million. But he's going to have a year down here. Magic, and I like the Magic. They're one of the teams on the. Obviously Detroit. Minus the Malik Beasley situation. I don't know what they're going to contribute. Let's be really honest, people. But you're going to expect Detroit to be one of those teams on the upswing. What else do we have? We had that Pelican trade earlier with the Washington Wizards, where C.J. McCollum was sent to D.C. for Jordan Poole, and that contract that he signed there, is I believe C.J. is at the end of his. So his contract became almost like a good look for a team like Washington, where they can acquire him or just let him go and just fill the roster spot because he's going to be an expiring deal. So, or they can keep him and just let him, if he's down with it, mentor the younger players. If he's not, they can find a place for him, or they can let him go, buy out thing. That's what bad teams do. On the flip side, Jordan Poole going to get another chance to start all over. Young player, big contract. Washington didn't want to deal with it anymore. He goes to Pelicans, goes to hang with Zion and them. So like I said, what else do we have? What else? Let me see what the chat's talking about. What you guys got going on in here? Yeah, Mooncake. Mile a minute. Yeah, so also there's some elephants in the room when we talk about NBA free. Get Matt to talk about it and hinting to him, but he trying to entertain it, but you have to entertain it. I did the same thing, cousin Gino. I was trying to, when I started talking about the elephant, and that is, first of all, we got the other free agent signings before I talk about the elephant, because when I talk about the elephant, we're gonna ride that elephant all the way to the circus. So let me just mention these other signings that I wanted to mention. A lot of players staying put, like James Harden. He agreed to a 2-year, $81 million deal with the Clippers. Yes, he did. Kyrie Irving, of course, that happened weeks ago, coming off a knee injury. And he will have 2-year,
I have
3-year,
a visitor
$120
for you.
million. Who you got?
I got Miss Maeve right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is my daughter.
Hey, Maeve.
She just wanted to say hello to you.
Hey, Maeve.
Yeah, because she's seen you on the live, and she's like going crazy. She's like, "Is that Dubby? That's Dubby. I want to talk to him. I want to see him."
For real, Maeve.
Say hello
Maeve
to
is asking
everybody.
for me. Hey, Maeve.
Hi,
Hi.
buddy. Gonna say
Look at
goodnight.
her.
Look at it. You and her imagine. She's got to keep showing up white version.
Yeah.
And you got to keep showing up orange version right there. There you
The
go.
tangerine.
Listen, we
you
have
go. Hey,
baby,
Maeve.
we have baby versions of it as well, everybody. So if you're interested, DM me.
Maeve, what you got going on? You going to bed?
Yes, Maeve's
Yeah?
going to bed. You going to bed, right? You stage fright now? Just talk to Dubby. Say yes. I'm going to bed.
Yeah,
Say I'm going to bed.
go to bed.
Yeah. Okay. Don't touch it. Just talk.
Hi.
Yeah, she's not Maeve saying that. Yeah,
All
she's
right.
definitely a little worried about.
All right, I'll be right back. I hear everything
All
that
right.
you've been saying. We're gonna get into the NBA and all that. I want to talk
And the
Nick
elephant in the
rumors,
room.
man.
No, the elephant in the room.
Yeah, I know. I want to get back on the gambling thing too, but yes. I know what elephant you're talking about. Don't worry about it, all right? All right.
The 40-year-old
Maeve, say
elephant.
goodnight to everybody. Like, she's looking. She doesn't know where to look. She sees like four screens
Yeah,
looking at her.
yeah.
Say goodnight.
Good night.
All right.
All right, bye, Maeve. Bye, Maeve.
All right, we'll be right back, bro.
All right. There you go. Okay, so she's a sweetheart. She really is. Okay, so yeah, I was going through those contract extensions. Kyrie Irving, 3-year, $119 million deal to re-sign with the Mavericks. Fred VanVleet did the same with the Rockets, 2 years at $50 million. Julius Randle did the same with the Timberwolves. He got a 3-year, $100 million deal, so he'll be staying put there. And they got Naz Reid on a 5-year, $125 million deal to stay in Minnesota. So the Timberwolves are giving out that money. Hey, listen, Knicks fans, Dante's going to be available. If you want him, you just got to give him what they asked for, but he'll be available. They're spending this money, they're going to let Dylan. I'm just letting you guys know that. They did let Nickeil Alexander-Walker go, and he went to Atlanta on a 4-year deal, $62 million. Giddey is still a free agent, so is Kuminga. Finney Smith, he went to the Rockets from LA, so the Rockets are making moves as well. Ty Jerome, notable Cavalier performer, goes to Memphis, so Ty's going to be able to, he's going to get a chance to shoot the rock because they lost Bane to Orlando. So Bane was taking 18 shots a night. So there's going to be shots in that backcourt with the Desmond Bane departure and Tyrone Jerome acquisition. Al Horford is available. We got Al Horford available. Jagari Trent re-signed with the Bucks. Tyus Jones, I mentioned that earlier. Oh, forget to mention, here's the one of them. Cam Thomas traded for Michael Porter Jr. So the Brooklyn Nets take to Cam Thomas, send him to Denver. Then the Nets get Michael Porter Jr. and a pick. I think Denver got the pick with Cam, and I think that's the craziest thing I've ever heard as far as the Nets go. Cam Thomas is a prolific scorer, a solid defender, and he makes like 60% of what Porter Jr. makes. Porter Jr. makes almost twice as much as him. Porter Jr. is so limited. I mean, I don't have to get into it. I just think I don't know what the hell the Nuggets were thinking. I mean, the Brooklyn Nets were thinking. I would think that if they wanted Porter Jr., I would have kept Cam and traded the other Cam Johnson. Because honestly, Porter Jr. 6'10", Cam Johnson, all these 6'11" guys running around in the backcourt. I don't know. This NBA is different. What are you gonna do? Right. But that trade was made. I really didn't understand that trade, man.
Dub, do you want to take a quick 5-minute break and reconvene? Maybe take a piss, grab a drink, and then we'll hit the NBA topics hard for the night and address that elephant in the room that you're talking about so much.
I'm the elephant in the room. You ready for that?
I'm saying, I was asking you if you want to just take a little quick little break,
All right,
quick
yeah,
little 5-minute break. Everybody in the chat, don't go anywhere. All right, they'll give you an opportunity to step away if you dialed in with us.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I can stay, baby.
All right, I was gonna give you a break real quick. I'll be back in a couple of more minutes, and then we're good to go. But I was asking you, I could throw
all right.
the screen.
No. You know what? Let's do that.
Okay, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right, so I'm gonna put the music for you guys. All right. Again, don't go anywhere. We will be right back. All right, Epis Sports Radio, episode 28. It's your boy Matty B. Dubby. All right, we're gonna
talk about the elephant in the room.
We're gonna address the elephant in the room coming up after this quick break.
Bye.
Hey, Epis Radio is either on a break or the show has ended. If that's the case, either way, please like, subscribe, and follow on all the socials. We thank you for tuning in today. We really appreciate the support. And as always, keep showing up. That's good. There you go. All right. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us this evening. It's 9:30 Eastern Time. We're hanging out, little evening Epis with you. Epis Sports Radio, episode 28. All right, we've been talking a lot about some baseball. I know Dub was getting into the NBA topics. A lot going on. We mentioned right before we went on the break that we wanted to address the elephant in the room. Dub, why don't you take it away, bro? Let the people know what we're about to address and talk about, because it is a big subject, and it would definitely send shockwaves through the sports world if
that shit would go off. That shit would go off like a weather advisory, bro. On the phone, bro. So as we know, LeBron James has picked up a option to a $52 million option with the Lakers.
Yes.
And the reason that sends shockwaves, like, all right, he picked up an option. No, that's not what that means. What that means is LeBron's getting his money.
Yep.
Right? Because he's not going to get 52 or try to negotiate. Getting his money. And after that, LeBron had said things through the season. Remember the little snide remark? Oh, you saw what happened to AD when he said little slick things here and there. He's past team. LeBron's already plotted his exit. If you watch the tea leaves, you know how LeBron, he's gonna tell his little how he does what he does, and he even going to Cleveland back, and it's sneakily done. And if we watch the pattern, we see it. So we know LeBron is probably gonna leave LA. Rich Paul let out that little spot where he was talking about LeBron wants to win a championship. The building. We've seen him on podcasts, different players, how good Jalen going on. LeBron's in these podcasts, very attentive to other situations. So the tea leaves are there. LeBron, the Eastern Conference is wide open. I think, and a lot of other people think, somewhere where it could be New York or Cleveland, but one of those two teams.
Honestly,
I think going to acquire.
You wouldn't add Dallas to that equation because I think Dallas.
Yes. That's another good one.
Well.
100%. There's three. Yes, Dallas, New York, Cleveland, Dallas. Those three locations that could have LeBron James can. And honestly, the fact that LeBron has that relationship with Jim.
Hey,
that's another reason.
Dub, real quick. I noticed your audio keeps on going in and out a little bit there.
I'm gonna get a little closer. Is that better?
Yeah, possibly. Let's see. Just try holding it up to my. Your audio's coming in pretty loud on my end. It's coming in good.
Okay.
So maybe just like.
It's probably the mic. The mic was probably too far.
It might be because it was like dropping in and out.
The mic was a little bit. Mic was about 10 inches, almost a foot away from me at one point.
Okay. Yeah. Try that for me and see how that goes.
So now we're 1, 2, 3. We should be good, right?
Yeah, you sound great now. So just keep it going. I'll let you know.
All right. So now, where was I? LeBron. Shit.
Yeah, just play it back.
They sold the team, and that was another thing. They probably have. LeBron's not going to be there. But whatever trade is made, it's not going to take major pieces. The Knicks haven't done anything. They've only talked to Mike Brown. And we know their relationship. Mike and LeBron James have a good, strong relationship dating back to the days of early Cleveland LeBron.
Yeah, that's about the only saving grace that I feel with this whole Mike Brown thing with the Knicks is that, maybe in some crazy fashion it might lure him,
In my mind, Matty, as far as the Knicks are concerned, this is the only thing that can make sense right now for where they're moving.
Well,
they're moving around crazy. If they had a LeBron plan and we didn't know about it and they busted out, I can't say that. But not having a coach, this is the first time ever in the history of NBA free agency, a team has started NBA free agency without a head coach.
Right.
It's our Knicks.
It went from really great to really bad real quick with the Knicks. And it's
you saw Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah.
Jordan Clarkson's a role player who can sign with anyone. He doesn't need a coach to be there, but you're not going to acquire the Knicks situation. LeBron,
who's the other guy that they acquired today? The Knicks.
I can't pronounce his name, but the player from the Sixers, the forward.
Yes.
His name starts with a Y.
He's pretty explosive too.
He is, but he's a very limited player.
No, for sure. But I mean, he's not. He's a role player.
On LeBron.
Yabusele.
Yabusele.
Yeah,
there you go.
Gershon Yabusele. Yeah. I mean, listen, it's just as good as Clarkson. When I heard about the news with Jordan Clarkson, I'm like, okay, all right, cool. Like, I like Clarkson's a dog, man. It's the guy that you want in the trenches. It's the type of guy the Knicks need, and that but it's also the type of guy that Tibbs could get a lot out of. And without having Tibbs around, I don't know if a Mike Brown can do that. You know what I mean? Like, that was the one sure thing you knew from Tibbs. Like, that's a Tibbs type of dream player. Defensive minded.
What I'm saying is the way the Knicks are doing things. The way they've been this unorthodox since they've been eliminated from the playoffs, just the unorthodox movements and the way they're doing things that we've never seen. We just chalk it up to them being a bad organization.
Yeah.
And play. Honestly, in my opinion, a lot of people don't want it, but if we get LeBron James, I'm totally
who wouldn't want that in their right mind?
A lot of big fans say they don't want it.
We were joking. Our co-host on the Mental Mondays with Epis, Chris Rhodes, was saying that we
still want him.
We were chatting privately about it, and he's saying that, I don't want him either. And I'm like,
right.
No,
he's not the only guy. Chris is not the only guy. A lot of Knicks fans
how could you not want that? Like, the Knicks are literally primed outside of getting rid of their obviously best head coaching candidate, who was already with the team. Outside
what are they doing other than this plan? Just plotting this?
No, I'm saying it, but they're primed to come out of the East on top right now with this roster. That's a hands down lock. They're literally the favorites now in the East, and that's without a head coach.
The Pacers are punting the season. The Celtics are punting the season.
So this
who else is done?
And wasn't that always the issue in the past? You've heard the LeBron rumors in the past with the Knicks, And now, he secretly wanted to come here. Oh, yeah, kiss my ass. We never believed it, right? But, like, here's a time where it actually makes sense. It makes sense for him. He obviously opting into his contract. Now, maybe he can maneuver his way out of that or out of LA. And the Knicks are a ready win-now team, but they're a big piece like a LeBron away from winning it. I'm sorry, outside of acquiring him, KD, Giannis, who else you want to throw into that? That's a realistic... what's going on with Lillard, by the way? Now that the Bucks waive him... Uh-oh, where's your audio? Check one, testing.
There we go.
Yeah, you muted that shit. Hey, we know the mute button works. There you go.
There we go. So, I was talking about it when you were paving the bed. Bro, look, that's the best thing that happened for Dame. But I just don't understand what the Bucks are doing. Like, with the Turner acquisition, like, Dame, they let Dame go.
Yeah, but
they
what happens to Dame now, though, bro? Why can't the Knicks
He's a free agent. I mean, he's going to be out for a year, so you're going to have to, and he's going to be 35 when you get back. But he's going to sign somewhere. He gets to keep all.
Hey, man.
Get
him now while it's
while
low,
he's at
right?
discount. Right.
At a discount. I'll take a chance.
Why here?
I'll take a chance, you know what I'm saying?
But you're not going to have him till 2027.
That's a no doubt. And with the way it's looking,
27.
We might be going into a lockout by that time coming around. So maybe it's not the best financial move to make.
They might not be the one, but I don't know. The Knicks haven't won a championship in 53 years, man.
You got to go for it.
So for us to say this is a guy that's what we're trying to do here.
And I mean, he's clearly still capable. Let's not stop.
Right.
Like,
he's 25 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists.
And this would be also it would be a situation where he's not the main guy. He's not. Brunson is the guy.
So you would probably deal Bridges or Anunoby?
Yeah,
which one of them is going?
Well, I'd rather Bridges. I'd rather give up
Bridges,
and I'll probably throw in a Mitchell Robinson with you.
Remember,
as well,
LeBron is 54 mil. You got to get that. You got to match that. So it's going to be Anunoby at the 40.
Oh yeah, sure. What's Mitch contract?
Mitch ain't making that kind of money, 20 or 18.
He
might be throwing. But you need that
combined with Bridges and Mitch on the table for LeBron.
Probably 36.
That's what I'm saying. You can't make that happen.
Yeah, it's not enough. Nah, it's not enough for Bridges and Robinson.
Else.
It would be OG Anunoby.
Or I've heard, throwing in a third possible team to make that trade viable.
Yeah.
Adding a third play.
I don't know if Anunoby has a contract, so that will be dealable. But I don't know
if it needs to be Anunoby. Yes, I'm still not. I'm not pulling the trigger. I'm definitely going to go after him in that sense.
Bridges' contract situation is really on hold, just like with the coaching situation and now with this LeBron thing, Cloud.
Yeah.
Look, that's made his way over New York City again.
Right.
This 20 years, this 10-year storm, this 15 years Cloud. Everything the LeBron storm. This guy's been around forever, Matty B. Oh my God. This guy's been around forever, Matt.
Forever. Yeah,
he's been around forever, ever. Wow. And we're talking about him at 3 years old. Yeah, get him on. Do you know how insane that is? This player.
It is, and I don't. That's a part of the legend of LeBron that I don't know. I hold him in high regard to that.
That durability, we've seen other players, Matt.
I'm gonna wait till he's done with his career.
We've seen other players into their 40s. We've seen other players go into. We've seen Vince Carter, Kareem, who played 40 years old, and they were contributors. But at this level, forget about
nobody.
Vince Carter's having 8 points. 8 points. Nobody. Karl Malone played to 39.
Allen was
14.
pretty good, right? Didn't Allen play into the up to 40? But he
38, 39. Yeah, no, LeBron James. He wasn't no LeBron James.
But he still could shoot the hell out of the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I said, these guys could do certain things still at that age. Karl Malone was still doing certain things. He can get 14. He was effective. But LeBron at 25, 5 and 5. That's crazy in his 22nd season. The guy been in the NBA 18 years old. And this is all NBA miles. No 20 college. 28-game college season, none of that. Or NBA miles.
Yep.
I think the lowest amount of games he's played, maybe. Come on, man. This is ridiculous. And now here we are talking about if you want him or not. What?
this conversation in itself is just insane.
I
But this
agree,
guy
I
is definitely a freak of nature. His athleticism, his longevity, just everything that comes with it. You know, his career, and the fact that acquiring him would make you a 3 NBA title contender, especially in the East. LeBron knows the East. That's where he's. He did his little LA thing.
I think
that was fun.
Something that sparked, these rumors is a little quick audio clip that he was in a restaurant. It looks like a little sushi spot. And he's heard saying that Savannah wants me to effing retire in the next year or so. So this is where this moves, especially then comes the opt-in.
LeBron be knowing what he be doing too, yo. He be knowing what he be doing, yo.
Yeah, that was probably calculated.
Drop his little breadcrumbs. Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's
this stuff?
Let's play that little clip for you guys
LeBron
right now.
loves this attention. Go ahead, let's go.
It's a little hard. I'm gonna have to pump up the volume here. Hold on. Yeah, you can hear it. It's a little faint, but again, you could hear him saying. Yeah, just a little quick right there for you. That's where that comes from.
I want you to get the clip up where he talks about the Knicks and Jalen Brunson recently. Get that.
That was recently?
Yeah, he was on one of those podcasts. I think he's on Steve Nash podcast with the one with Steve Nash.
Okay, let me see if I didn't know about that one.
When LeBron talks about basketball, it's fat. Yeah, look out of this. Can you get that up for us?
Brunson and Gilgeous Alexandra. Is that the one? He discusses Brunson and SGA?
Maybe so, yeah. He might have.
Let's see. I got this one right here. I'll pull this up for you guys. Oh, that's right. On the TikTok. Everybody, if you haven't already, go check out my TikTok. Matthew Benedetti, number 5. I'm going to change that name for you, but I got all the short videos on the Epis Radio, including the mental health stuff up there, so check that out. Well, this clip's coming from TikTok. I hope this is the one Dubby was mentioning, so we'll see that for you guys.
Is Gino still here? What does Gino think about it? I didn't get to talk to him.
Get this. Why are they going to hear? Where's audio? There you go. What? Gino... Gino doesn't seem like he's active in the chat right now. Gino, stand up, man. Are you around? What's going on?
About LeBron.
What do you think about LeBron going to the Knicks? Let's play this clip. See if Gino gets back to us.
What his style is, gritty guys, tough guys, long wing guys.
Yeah, Gino got back to us though.
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna get. Damn, why am I getting reverb on this? Let me see.
Tough guys. The New York Knicks have built.
I was saying, I don't listen to King James. You don't listen to King James. You're too good for King James, man.
The New York Knicks have built.
Big Knick fan, yo. Not a big King James
fan. What his style is, gritty guys, tough guys.
I'm telling you, when them notifications go off,
special on what he does, and like you said, being able to score the ball, get to the free throw line. He's a 3-level scorer, being able to get to the paint. Use his footwork, things of that nature. We always talk about guys that went to Villanova. That's one thing they're going to have, and that's great footwork. Yeah. You're never going to be off balance, and the same thing. Well, like you're saying, like, Shea, you're able to build. How do you build that, and then you build around it? That's a great organization. That's a great coaching staff.
Oh yeah, I don't know why, but the Iranian.
The New York Knicks have built around Jalen Brunson on what his style is. Gritty guys, tough guys, long wing guys, and that's allowed him to be special on what he does. And like you said, being able to score the ball, get to the free throw line. He's a 3-level scorer, being able to get to the paint, use his footwork, things of that nature. We always talk about guys that went to Villanova. That's one thing they're going to have, and that's great footwork. Yeah. You're never going to be off balance. And the same thing, well, like you're saying, like, Shea, you're able to build. How do you build that, and then you build around it? That's a great organization. That's a great coaching staff.
Back to you.
I don't know what to say, man, about that.
For those of you that are tuning in with us right now. We may have had some difficulties coming out of that break, technologically speaking. I think Dubby's audio, I'm pretty sure it was just Dubby's audio. If it was
No,
mine,
I couldn't have been.
If it
I
was
couldn't have
mine,
been because we did a check.
I don't know, bro. Maybe did I
couldn't have
just
been.
do
No.
it?
It
Did I just
happened,
do it
man.
and
No,
I
we
didn't
did
think
a whole
about it?
check.
I don't know.
We did a check out the break. Nam wasn't muted.
I want to see. Nah, man.
They
I
would have
think
said
it was.
something, yo. Nah, we were back. We've been back for 15 minutes.
Bizid Khan from YouTube, thank you for showing up, man. Appreciate you. If you're just tuning in, thank you.
my cousin Gino, he can't stand LeBron, brother.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
bro.
I don't get that. Why? Because of all the antics, you know?
I don't know.
Gino hears him now. Gino, was Dubby's audio muted coming out of that break? If you were tuned in diligently
was I muted at it?
I'm gonna be real pissed if that LeBron segment was thrown by the wayside because Dub was muted. Pro streamer stuff, everybody. Oh my god. He muted it. No, I muted it, Gino. Yeah, that was definitely wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and play that, Dub, but yeah. We can retouch on it a little bit just for the people, you know. Obviously we're talking about LeBron James going to the Knicks, potentially, some...
You look that mute button. You got that mute button trigger finger, bro.
Yeah, I mean that happens, bro. Thank you. Sorry.
Fuck, man. Jeez.
Sorry. You know what it is, Papa? You got to mute yourself now. See, you got the
All right, so let me do it then.
You should have done it.
You got the fucking trigger. You just that's muscle memory with you now.
It is.
You have to control yourself.
I bought you a brand new mic that has the mute button. All right, you can just use that now. So when you're playing the video,
it's you. I'm fine.
No, I know it's me in this scenario.
I know. I can use the mic.
All right,
I understand that, and I've been doing it. I've been muting I've been doing it all day.
Oh, you were muting it.
If you watch the video, you'll see my hand go up.
Like I was muting you for no reason. That's what you're telling me. God,
I got you. I can't wait to use new tools. Got new contraption. Yeah, use it.
Well, my apologies for those coming out of the break. It was pretty good stuff there. It was probably me talking quite a bit as well. But again, Dub touched on some really good topics about, LeBron potentially coming over, why it makes sense, opting into his contract, whole nine, and getting up in the age, maybe, adding to the legacy a little bit. Lakers are kind of at a moment right now that seems a little bit of a lull for them.
You talk about it. And here goes Gino talking about the bubble and a bunch of other stuff that has nothing to do with the 24-25 season. Just from his hate for LeBron, the bubble.
Well, you don't like the bubble championship?
You mute me. Gino's talking about the bubble. You guys got me pissed, bro. Gino, what the fuck the bubble got to... Come on, bro. I'm trying to win a championship. If LeBron... Man, he didn't hear anything I said. You know what? It's crazy because any other time something that would have happened like that with the mute thing, he would have said it. But he heard us talk. He didn't want to talk here about. He knew.
Gino, sure. If you wanna call in.
So he wouldn't even know. He wouldn't even known if it was muted because he probably ignored the whole segment. But he doesn't want to have anything to do with LeBron James.
Gino, give me a call. Oh, I got you, Bob. I got you. I thought you had my number, bro. I texted you.
Nah, he got it.
Hold on. Don't even stop.
This is gonna be great.
Do I have it? I got his number. I'm calling you, Gino. So I'm gonna get we're gonna actually get a live caller get queued up.
This is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. It's about to be a great spot.
Dub, give me 1 second, real quick. All right, so we got Gino waiting on the wings right now. So we got a live-in caller. This is none other than Dubby Dubois' family right here, man. It's the man, the myth, the legend, Gino. We're talking, LeBron James. Apparently, my man is a big hater all the time. Dub, let me know. I think I think you should be fine, Dub. You should be fine hearing them. Just let me know if you don't real quick, all right? So, we'll pause that and check that, and if I got to join you in on the call like we did last time, then we'll do that. Gino, what's going on, my man? Thank you for calling into the show.
I don't like that one-sided, he gets to talk about how I feel about LeBron and what I'm doing and what I'm not doing.
I can hear him. I just want to let you guys know I can hear Gino.
Okay.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
I'll say this. I was talking about last week when LeBron said he was talking bad about ring culture.
Right.
Right? But then he's the same guy that said that he's the greatest because he beat that Golden State team. He's the same guy that says he won the most important championship in the bubble. That was the hardest thing to do. He's the same guy that went to the Heat. Like, he doesn't even know what I'm talking about, but he wants to jump in and talk about I'm a LeBron James hater. Like, the guy.
I didn't say you're LeBron. I said you don't like the guy.
And the only reason he's talking like that is because Kobe's dead. If Kobe was alive, he would never be talking out his mouth like that. And that's all that people want to point out.
That's an interesting take. All right, Gino, I'm gonna let you go, bro. I appreciate you on that contribution. All right, we'll get you another time, Pop. Thank you again.
Yeah. We'll talk.
All right, man. I wanted to.
You should let Gino stay a little bit, man. I was gonna go after him.
Nah, because he can't. The thing is, bro, with that setup currently, he can't hear you. Unless he's monitoring the audio. So that's it's not that I really wanted to cut Gino, but I knew that was gonna potentially be an issue anyway.
Yeah.
So I would have to conference you in on the call. We gotta again.
Bro, listen. Anything he said,
anything
my cousin said about LeBron, about him being a contradiction, he's attention. A lot, but I'm not here for the man. I'm here for the basketball player, bro. That's it. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, Gino said he was ready to get me. You coming for me, bro? Oh, no. Are you coming for Dubby?
He's probably me. Yo, listen, I'm here for LeBron being a contradiction. If LeBron can come to the Knicks and take us and break that 53-year jinx, Gino, would you not be pleased? No.
Right.
Come on, man. Or maybe LeBron is going to steal light from this championship that we're waiting for. That we haven't gotten, we may never get. So many people dead waiting for that championship.
It's interesting he mentions the whole thing about that Kobe. Sorry, let me talk into the mic here. That Kobe, if he was still alive, that LeBron wouldn't be talking like that.
He's called himself the GOAT before one time or another and said little things like, and then the ring culture thing, him defending guys with no rings, defending guys like, doesn't mean our lives is not great. He just was showing love.
Yeah.
Of course the rings are everything. Of course he wanted. Yeah, he's a contradiction. I agree 1,000%. But what are we here for? Yeah. I'm not here for LeBron Ramon James. He's a decent guy.
Right.
He's not perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm just, I wouldn't mind. I was down on the Knicks, so obviously the Knicks don't know. The Knicks are just the Knicks of this is the first time ever in the history of NBA free coaches entered free.
Gino said Dubby, the glass half full guy all of a sudden. That's right, man. See, that's what
I just want to win a champion. Like
I rubbed off on him. That's what it is. Gino. I've rubbed off on him.
We haven't won a championship in 53.
See, Gino, I got him wearing the keep showing up. Sure, he's a changed man, all right? He's a changed man.
It's Epis Radio. I'm repping the game. So, for sure. Man. We got to, and Gino's always here. I love this. I'll argue with him about LeBron all day.
You really think he's calling out. He's saying LBG would throw the chemistry off. He has the power to do that, but he also has the power to change everything. It depends who he would trade for him.
Yo, Gino, the East is ripe. Mm-hmm. You got the Celtics. The Celtics are going to punt the season. Yep. The Pacers are going to punt the season. Miami's the Bucks are washed up. The Pistons are going to try to make a move. Orlando's they just signed Tyus Jones, but they're dangerous. Yes,
bro. Gino, I think you're wrong, bro. He's saying he's going to want to dribble it dead. No, it's going to be Brunson, bro. Brunson's the guy on a LeBron James Knicks team. I'm sorry. LeBron's 40 years old. That is the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's going to allow him especially during the regular season, the mitigated minutes, and
if we
just really.
if we could keep Towns and Brunson and even a Josh.
Nah, Gino, I don't think we're the best already. I think we're probably good enough to get there.
Who's the best team in the East right now?
It's the Knicks. The Knicks are the favored team right now, and that's crazy even without a coach. They are still like the Vegas favorite. They are the Vegas betting favorite. And that's without a head coach. So honestly, theoretically, by that
Knicks,
way of
Cleveland,
thinking,
right?
with the coach, they should be favored actually even more. So it's weird. It's Knicks, Cleveland. Boston's still a good team, but I guess they're not gonna contend in that sense. Who are the dark horses coming out?
Orlando Magic.
Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic and Detroit.
Detroit.
Detroit
That's
can
it.
really, make a move here and
Detroit,
really.
Orlando, Cleveland, New York. And then another
who's
team's
a
going to pop
potential-
up.
Well, I was about to say, who's the potential team? Who?
Atlanta.
They're going to be there. They all going to be there.
However, Miami is toast, brother.
Miami's
Matthew.
toast.
Man,
Miami's
they
toast.
cooked, bro. What are they doing?
Who can make a significant jump?
What would Gino say?
We needed a coach that would play the bench. Well, yes. No, I mean, listen, that obviously,
I no question, Gino. We let the Thibodeau thing go. It is what it is. It is what it is.
But
we all feel differently. But
the whole Thibodeau thing sucks because you still don't have a freaking coach, and it's clear you didn't have a plan.
That's why with these interviews of Mike Brown, like, is there something in the works? Was there some kind of conversation that was had? Maybe even an illegal conversation,
Jeez.
That only a president or a king can pull off.
Well,
with the Knicks,
I love the way you put that, baby. You're right.
With the Knicks, where the Knicks were like, all right, we're gonna chill, we're gonna do this LeBron thing.
Yeah,
Fuck what everybody's saying. Why everybody gonna kiss our asses when we get them? We're just gonna do that's why they're doing things so weird. Because they're doing things real weird right now, bro.
Yeah.
Guys, they're doing things unconventional, unorthodox, unintelligible even.
Yeah. It's definitely primed and ready for a king type of situation to come to New York.
My cousin's gonna kill us.
But you're right though, because this is like the breadcrumbs, like you mentioned, a little video.
Yeah, there's a lot of little breadcrumbs.
That's very LeBron-like, and next thing you know,
my cousin said, one thing my cousin didn't call LeBron was an attention whore. He loves this shit.
Yeah, he does, and
he loves it. He might have whispered in the restaurant on purpose, the same thing, and we laugh at him. Disgusting, but I know LeBron can be a bit of a phony sometimes.
A bit.
A bit of a phony. Yes, I know bro. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, that's the difference between him and a Kobe and a LeBron. I mean,
he is the modern athlete.
I will say this though, those guys did not have social media. I feel like if MJ started in this day and age.
He'd have so many gambling videos, gambling on the skywalk.
He may have been a little different. I'm just saying.
LBJ is a bit of a phony, bro, for sure.
He made phony BJ. Listen, let's talk about a phony BJ. All right.
I had a couple of those before.
Oh man, it's getting late, everybody. That's where we're at right now. We're at the 10 o'clock hour. Thank you, Gino, for calling in, man. We're talking about phony BJs now. It's a beautiful thing. We'll see. We'll see. Is LeBron a phony BJ? Is LeBron a phony BJ, or will there actually be some truth to it? I don't know.
From the energy I got from Laker fans from his tenure with the Lake Show, from when he got there, a lot of lifelong Laker fans who were resentful towards him, and they feel like he hijacked their franchise, and they're kind of glad it's over. And I feel like it'll be about a little that with a lot of Knicks fans. But listen, it's not, if we get the championship, it won't be in a bubble this time, and it'll be real,
right?
And I just want that, bro. I'll take it if it's LeBron part of it. I'll take it. But I really can see them running the offense. Like Gino, I think they would deal Anunoby because the money would match. Well, Anunoby's 40, LeBron's 54, Anunoby and a player. I think players like Miles McBride get better with LB court.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Bridges as well. I think they get better.
And hey, you already added Jordan Clarkson. You added this forward,
right? And Jordan Clarkson, and that's another LeBron breadcrumb is Jordan. Another LeBron breadcrumb.
Hey, and you find a way to get LBJ. Maybe one more piece. You bring in Reeves back. You bring Reeves to tie up with LBJ.
I'll tell you one thing.
Then they're set, bro. Let me tell you. Then they're set.
The great G League blue chipper, Bronny, will come with LeBron. You can book that. the G League blue chipper, Bronny James. He will be in that deal. Yeah, this is gonna be just the polarizing figure that he is.
Gino's like, hell no, man. Come on, bro. You don't want Bronny getting good minutes?
Yo, my cousin got me weak, bro. I know this guy. You get to know this guy, bro. This guy. Yo, we've been having LeBron conversations. Forget about it, bro. But yeah, LeBron is definitely a prima donna. And he definitely wants all of his money. Because LeBron could have I see people in the comments section saying, if LeBron, why didn't he just... If he wants to come to the Knicks, why didn't he just not take the contract and just sign at a smaller price? I'm like, man, why that? LeBron's getting all this money.
Listen, Gino. All right, Gino, just take a look. Just take a look.
Sure on that, yeah.
Take a look. See, right here, there's the Garden, Gino. Could you just imagine LeBron James late in the fourth? All right, game time or game winning situation, pulls up, and then the Garden, the crowd just goes crazy. Come on, man. Dream come through, man. Oh, man, come on. You gotta dream it, all right? You gotta want it.
You gotta dream, baby. The Garden of Dreams. Garden of Dreams.
Oh, man. As I said before, we are at the 10 o'clock hour. We'll be closing up shortly. It's getting a little late for me. I do got work in the morning. I don't know. Are you working tomorrow, Dub? What are you doing? Hello, Bueller?
What am I doing?
Yeah, tomorrow. What are you doing tomorrow, sir?
I'm gonna run in the morning.
Okay.
Run some errands, then come back here.
Yeah.
I got a date. I got 4th of July. I got a FIFA game. After that, bro, I think I got one day that Friday in the next 10.
Oh boy.
I'm around, brother.
Oh, you got one day of work, so you're gonna be free.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of a flight. Pittsburgh or something. Or St. Louis, son. I want to go to a ball game and continue my bucket list of every major league ballpark. That's my plan. It's a great opportunity. I was looking at Pittsburgh flights to Pittsburgh. They're like $60. Catch a Pirate game and come right back.
Yeah. In other news, other basketball news, Miles Turner did agree to a 4-year, $107.
I was telling them earlier.
Deal with the Bucks. So, okay, you mentioned that. All right, just want to make sure. So, listen, Lillard out. Turner in. All right, I guess it's good for them. But, you hear did you mention that Giannis was reportedly upset about this move? I think Giannis might be on the move.
Giannis is out. You think? We said that, bro. We said that when they got eliminated. He's out of there.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's gone now.
I was more curious. I was mentioning all these moves. I mentioned every single one, but I was more with that move was like the Buck, not Dame, because they obviously are rebuilding, but then you acquire Miles Turner. I mean, the money's not crazy when you talk about the money today. It's standard Miles Turner contract. Nas Reed got 5 years, $125 million from Minnesota. So you know what I mean.
Gino says Dave Parker passed. Didn't we mention the Dave Parker passing?
No, we did not.
No, didn't you on a previous show?
Nah, Dave Parker just died since we've been on.
Oh, it was today?
Yeah, he died yesterday, I think.
No, yeah, I was about to say not today, but bugging out.
Nah, he just died. Yeah. Dave Parker was a great player.
Who else passed away recently that we talked about? I think it was Dave.
Oh, it was a ball player?
Yeah. But I think baseball, though, yeah?
Nah, Dave Parker just died, and we haven't been on. So it wasn't him. These guys, they checking out.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of our
it's like that,
Dave Parker's a great player. Dave Parker's a great player. I saw him at the tail end of his career in Oakland and in Cincinnati. But obviously, and then looking at his like this, a lot of these kids, 25, 30 years.
Dave Parker, MVP, batting champ, and World Series winner, courtesy of Gino in the chat right there. Yeah, man.
Got the big red machine from Oakland, yes.
Big time. Yeah. It's a shame, man. You know, that's I'll pull up
Pretty,
a picture up for you guys.
relatively young. I mean, 74. Dave Parker was the last guy smoking.
What happened? What'd you say?
Dugout.
Your audio cut
Dave
out.
Parker, you can hear me now?
Cigarettes? Yeah, that's right.
The cigarette picture.
look,
He has
right
an
here,
iconic cigarette
right,
picture.
I got it right
yeah,
here.
there it goes.
There you go.
He's got that iconic cigarette picture, kind of like Keith Hernandez.
Yeah.
These guys smoking bogeys in the dugout. Look at those.
What do you mean he was gonna be inducted into the Hall of Fame? It wasn't?
Oh, he wasn't. He just got the nomination. Gino's doing those so much.
339 home runs for Dave Parker, 290 lifetime batting average, 40.1 WAR, over 9,000 at bats, 1,200 runs, almost 1,500 RBIs, 154 stolen bases, OPS 810. All right, slugging 471. He's a beast.
How many
Hall of Famer.
How many seasons?
He was
How
a
many?
Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. Hall of Fame. Dave Parker passed away at age 74. Long battle with Parkinson's disease.
Shame. Terrible.
God damn. Big shame. Rest in peace to the great Dave Parker. 3-time Gold Glover, 2-time batting title winner, 3-time Silver Slugger, 7-time All-Star, 2-time World Series, Home Run Derby champ.
Oh
All-Star
yeah, so
MVP.
Gino, Dave was inducted. He didn't go.
He didn't go.
Yeah, that's what
For
Gino
some
said. He
reason,
was.
W
was
audio's kicking tonight. I don't know. We got to talk about Shawnee with that. It could.
Did you? Can you hear me better?
Yeah. It's probably you holding the mic. But it's
Right.
odd that it's not picking you up.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Well,
though
Gino-
that your laptop is holding strong. By the way. So
Oh yeah, it's good to go. It's gonna hold me down for. Like I said, it was just connections and with USB tip. But yeah, what Gino was saying was Dave Parker was selected this year, and he was going to be inducted coming up in this current this upcoming induction ceremony. Yes,
Gotcha.
in Cooperstown. So that's what he meant. So he didn't get to see his plaque, but he knew.
Right. Yeah, I mean, with those types of numbers, damn straight, you better be getting in the Hall. I mean, what would you think? A guaranteed Hall of Fame with 300 home runs now? You know?
No, man, because a lot of 400 guys now 400 didn't get in. Juan Gonzalez.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised by that actually.
You know?
I'm surprised by that. Even with like a shitty batting average, I would think
500 was the number, and
Yeah.
3,000 was the number.
Okay.
300 wins used to be the number, but that's because no one's getting that
nobody's
anymore.
gonna touch that. Yeah.
No way. Guys were getting that, no problem, bro. Not no
Right.
problem, but if you was the guy, you was going. Randy Johnson got 300, right?
Believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on his average. Probably those last guys
Yeah.
I grew up watching at their price. Because Randy Johnson was unhittable. I seen Kenny Lofton, like left-handed hitters, forget about it. But yeah, the 300 wins. But the thing with the Baseball Hall of Fame, we love baseball. I was telling a friend of mine the other day. I was like, "Yo, bro, man, I'm so in love with baseball. I'm sick." And he's telling me, "Yo, bro, me too. Like, is it because we're getting old? He's like, I feel like my grandpa."
No, it's just a superior sport. That's all.
Bro, you 10 years my junior. It's your favorite sport.
It is my favorite sport.
I don't know if it's a superior sport than that fucking NBA, than basketball. Those superior, pinnacle, top.
I mean,
flight
ratings wise,
and ratings wise, it doesn't compete with the other two either.
Yeah, no,
but for some reason, I don't know, man. There's something about it. But and I agree with him as I get older.
It's very
I
difficult.
got up in there.
The skill that's required for baseball, and the beauty about baseball is that, you hear it all the time. It's you literally will fail more than you will succeed. If you're a 300 hitter, you're considered one of the best, right? And that means you fail 7 times out of 10. I was just watching a comedian talk about this the other day. I forget what the name, what I was shouting him out. Low-level guy, amateur comedian, but seen him online.
Yeah.
And, it's crazy because, like, imagine you showing up to your job and, your boss comes to you and say, hey, I really need you to get these things done, these 10 things done, whatever. And
you get three of them.
and you get 3 of them done. And then not only does he praise you for it, but he calls you the best employee today and puts a fucking statue outside the job for you. You know what I'm saying?
It's a funny way to look at it, right?
Right. It's a absolutely hilarious way to look at it, and it's the truth. Right, other sports not quite like that. I mean, I guess basketball kind of similar. You shoot in, 50% from the field.
Like Jordan shot 51% from the field for his career. That is phenomenal.
But that means you fail in half the time. So.
But that is more reasonable when you talk about this big circle in the middle of this gym, and you're just trying to get there.
I guess theoretically, you're probably looking at like soccer and hockey as like. Probably hockey as the most difficult freaking sport because those guys never succeed.
As big as the NFL is, and how much money it makes and will continue to make in the next 20, 30, 40 years, it doesn't have the charm that the MLB does. And what's the craziest thing?
Dub,
and the
gotta
MLB,
hold you there. Dub, gotta hold you there. Zero Sorrow coming in with the rate of 9.
Oh,
What's going
yeah.
on? Shiv Nation. Sorry. It's Zero says
you're
sorry.
good, you're good. No.
Dub was cooking. Dub was cooking right there. Hello, everybody. How you doing tonight? This is Zero Sorrow's brother, Matty B. It's Epis Sports Radio. It's my co-host, Dubby Dubois here. He was just talking a little, cooking a little bit. Continue to cook, my friend. Please, if you haven't done so, please hit the follow button. Share the love. We do 2 weekly shows. I do a Mental Health Monday on Mondays at 10 usually. Every Monday, guaranteed. Usually at 10 p.m. Eastern or maybe a little earlier in the afternoon, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. And then we also do the weekly sports podcast, which you're watching right now. So thank you for showing up. Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Hope you had a good stream, bro. I'm going to talk to you a little later and, stick around in the chat, man. We love you as always. Dub, I didn't want to cut you too long there. Go. Yeah,
I was talking about baseball. So, guys who just came in, I was comparing baseball, but talking about how we love this game. But when you talk about viewerships compared to the other leagues, you can't compare it. NFL will eat baseball with viewership. But the one thing baseball has at the NFL is there's a charm that baseball got over the NFL. And it's crazy through the drama with the Hall of Fame and all of the nonsense they've done. Because, Matt, there used to be, like you were saying earlier, there were certain numbers in baseball which were automatic. But the way the game has changed, and then the way after the steroid era, because the home run numbers were just thrown out of whack.
Right.
Because there was you couldn't even touch certain numbers before. But after Sosa, McGuire, then Barry, forget it. So when you were asking like 300 home runs get you, but maybe it can get you in there.
Maybe. It would have to be accompanied by a really good batting average as well, I would think. Or at least confident, maybe 270. 270,
like
275.
The last player, would you say that about the last big time, long term from that era, the era? Because we move over to a new one, would be about a Pujols.
Okay.
20-year guys.
Right.
Who transcended. These guys just retired. If you get their numbers up, it would be very.
Okay, hold on. Let me check for you. Yeah.
A Miguel Cabrera or Pujols, because where these guys played 20 years, they played every last of a bunt,
Yeah, let me check.
Future Hall of Famers.
Yeah, let's see. Where is he? Where's Mr. Pujols right here? Let's check for you.
Pujols numbers are
Put it up
ridiculous.
on the screen for you. So Pujols, again, 700 home runs, 296 batting average. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be up in that range. But 703. I mean, that's. He was a lock at 400, like you said.
Pujols had 700. Pujols got 703 career home runs.
Yeah, 703 home runs, 101.2 WAR, by the way, which is something that you would love. Absurd.
And then they say he didn't do it. He was kind of mediocre-ish compared to St. Louis days, compared to Angel days, and he still was able to put those numbers.
Zero. What you mean? I got tabbed. What does that mean? Yeah, I got tabbed.
Got you tabbed.
What do you mean? Oh, does that mean I've been lurked? You lurking me? Oh man, thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
700 home runs, bro.
Yeah, 700 home runs. OPS of 918. All right.
See, I shouldn't even use Pujols. This guy's got all-time numbers.
2,200. Yeah, Pujols is by far the.
He got more home runs than everybody. Pujols.
Yeah.
Is he top 4? That's right after Roof. Nobody got 700 home. He got more than Willie Mays. So what is it? It's Bonds, Aaron, Roof, then Pujols.
Let me check. Hold on. I want to see players.
Because Roof got 714.
Players who had a 300 average season, or players who had a 300 season in the Hall of Fame. I'm looking for players that don't have 300 average that are in the Hall of Fame.
There's a lot of guys like that.
Yeah,
but they were sluggers and shit. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Yeah. I'm trying to find that in between. Yeah.
Now Miguel Cabrera, I want to know. Shit.
Hold on, we got something here for you. Let's pull it up right here. We got John Ward. All right, what did he bat? 275. He's Hall of Fame in 1964. John Ward.
Oh, okay.
All right,
okay.
275.
I never know him.
275, only 26 home runs. This guy was a slap hitter, bro. 2,100 hits. Slap hitter.
When did he play, though?
John Ward, I'll check it out. Guy's got a no-name face. John Ward played 17 seasons for 4 teams, including the Giants and the Grays. Is that Negro League? That's Negro League, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
so that's right. The Negro League stats are combined now. And these guys
okay.
are they count it, which I agree with. They should.
That's cool.
That's legit. It's legit. So these are Cy Young is probably the most notable guy on this list that I'm looking at right here. It's listed 12th. Cy Young only had batting average 210. How about that? It wasn't a batter. He was a pitcher. 1937. So you got in for his pitching stats. But it's interesting that they have. Don't you miss the days where pitchers used to bat, bro? I don't know. I do. I think, honestly.
Well, I do. The National that did it. I think there's some younger adolescent leagues that do it. But as far as
yeah,
I mean baseball's gone through a lot of transformations, man. So I don't like a lot of it.
These are a lot of Negro League guys, bro. It's interesting. Some of the big some of the big averages: 296, Frank Chance, 1946. Another George Davis, 1998 was elected in the Hall of Fame. But I think George Davis, Giants, White Sox, and the Cleveland Spiders, man. Damn, that's a dope name. Screw the Cleveland Indians, bro. Bring back the Spiders, How about that? I don't know.
Guardians.
I kind of like that. Yeah, screw the Guardians, too.
Yeah, that's just trash.
It's trash. Bring back the Cleveland Spiders.
The Guardians and
that'd be dope, honestly.
And the Guardians and the Commanders, the most driest pieces of name I've ever heard. So and then,
bro, the Cleveland Spiders go back to 1887. They were a double-A team, and it introduced into they basically the Negro League from 1889 to 1899. How about that?
Cole Anthony and the Memphis. Real quick, Cole Anthony and the Memphis Grizzlies will work towards finding the guard a new home after organization re-signed $240 million deal.
Well, breaking news for you.
Jaren Jackson, 245 years, man.
All right. That's a move. That's a move.
Yeah.
That's a move right there. All right, bro. We're in the 10 o'clock. We're in the 10:20. Let's just read off some other moves that were made today. NBA free agency for those of you.
Russell Westbrook's and the Knicks have mutual interest in one another.
Yeah, I know. I've been hearing the Russell Westbrook rumors
Does he
fly.
fit with the Knicks?
I think he
does.
I
love Russ. He's my favorite player of all time. But
he fits
I don't
with
want
any
Russ
team that I want, and I know he's up there in age, but again, a Westbrook coming off the bench, with this Knicks team, yes. In the Mecca, yes. Give it to me. I've been saying it for years. He should have been on Knicks a long time ago. But,
Yeah, there were a couple years ago when he went to Washington, they were looking. But real quick, Matt, so what was I gonna say? Oh, the Nets Nuggets trade. I want your opinion on that, Cam. Because I was talking about it earlier. I thought the Nets got fleeced. I thought the Nuggets really beat them up.
Who was it? It was Cam Thomas who?
For Michael Porter Jr.
Michael
It was
Porter
maybe
Jr.
a pick and ball.
It kind of reminds me of like the whole Turner Lillard swap, but I don't know.
A little bit.
It seems like a swap for me. I don't know.
When I give you the details, Matty, we'll lean towards another way now.
Okay.
The trade. Michael Porter Jr. signed 100. Cam Thomas makes about a third of his money.
Okay.
And, and he's a more prolific scorer and a more versatile. I don't understand it for Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a horrible trade, and I think it's a steal.
I don't really understand
Michael Porter
a lot
Jr.
of
ain't
things
shit.
Brooklyn doing, but yeah.
And Michael Porter Jr. is 6'10". You're going to play him with the other 6'10" guy, Johnson. Michael Porter Jr. does, I don't know, a big.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either way. I don't know who it benefits more.
I hate it, but I watched a lot of Nugget basketball, and I know you did too this year.
I did too, yeah, for sure.
I know you saw him a lot.
I definitely didn't watch a lot of Brooklyn Net
I know you've seen a
basketball.
lot. You're familiar with Christian Braun.
Yeah, no doubt.
2025 Westbrook. You're familiar with Aaron Gordon. You're familiar.
Yes.
And he.
Yeah, I know.
We
It's
picked
a
those
weird move.
City. I remember. Yeah, I don't know, but the Nets. I mean,
But again, the Nets. Where are they going? Outside of making that big splash again.
Thomas doesn't have any money. He's fun to watch. At least he's fun to watch. He's a prolific scorer. Mm-hmm. He scored 24 points a night last year.
But that's what you got going on there, man. That's what you got going on for Brooklyn. It's like, now we're just picking up guys that are like fun to watch. There's no real direction with this team, and especially in the wake of what's going on.
Dallas
with the
don't
Knicks,
have Dallas don't have Kyrie. Dallas is gonna went ahead because they don't have him for a while, but they gave him that money. They gave Russell a deal with an option on it.
Yeah,
2-year deal, a year and a half. A year and a possible.
The Nuggets after acquiring.
But that's a good move. That's a. Go ahead, Nuggets of Valanciunas.
Yeah, I mean, getting Valanciunas. I mean, definitely. Say they're making moves on top of that. They're really, patting the issue there. That's it. Yeah. And they better if they want to keep freaking Jokic around.
Jokic running his mouth.
Yeah, no doubt.
Jokic starting to run his mouth.
Especially after firing your head coach.
He talking to Giannis.
Who knows? Who knows there?
Oh, sorry about the yawning. I'm stuck. I got a little juice left though.
It's
we got a little bit left. So also
the King, by the way, the Kings' response to that was getting Dennis Schroeder on a 3-year, $45 million deal. So
Dennis got the money finally. Got some money.
Finally, yeah.
Because some of these guys like Tyus Jones, nice player. Good rotation player. One of the best backup point guards in the league. And, it's great. He always gets a 1-year, $6 million deal. The Magic just got him for that. And Schroeder was one of those guys. 1 year, $10 million.
Just curious. Just curious. Do you know how much money the Bucks are required to pay Dame Lillard over the next 5 years?
It's a 2030. Yes, they're going to be paying him $50 million a year.
Jesus Christ.
Don't understand it.
22.5 per year. 22.5 per.
Okay. Or the buyout, they cut it in half. The $50 million gets cut in half. All right. Whatever he was making.
Yeah.
Dame is good. Now he can sign his little $8 million deal. He don't got to go crazy. He can go where he wants.
Yeah, he can go
because he know he getting his money. He can take that Westbrook deal. Yeah, on a discount because he getting paid. And that's why I was saying they did him a favor, the Bucks.
Yeah. Well, for sure. They did him a favor. I guess they were trying to figure
it
out now.
Dame, I will go latch on with somebody and then just do my little my rehab with whoever.
But
Don't do the rehab by yourself. Don't do the rehab by yourself because you're gonna lose money.
The problem with
Sign with them now.
The problem with this is how they treated him. The fact that he finds out that he's getting waived, on social media that there's no communication. Man, I don't know what the hell it is with these owners, but that's how you stir the pot within your franchise, man. Your big time guy, Giannis, right there, is not going to like that. Because he feels now that you can just easily dump his ass too. I'm sorry, but Dame is a big enough name and a big enough star in the game, and a face in the game for a long time, that you just don't treat that way. I don't understand this. You know what I'm saying? That's the separation between player and owner. And, so it goes to back what you were talking about earlier. Screw these owners, man. These if there's going to be a lockout, then sit the hell out. Lock that shit out for real. Sit out for a whole year. Let the owners feel it. Let them get it back from the fan base, because that's ridiculous.
Speaking of owners, we're going to talk about the guitar, Jimmy Guitar Dolan. The Knicks have to bust like Stoops be doing something, because, like I said, if they're just and they just get a code and then they just run it back, or bro,
what is going on?
I know.
With the audio, Papa?
I mean, if they just run it back like with what they have, and they just get this coach and they don't make this, they need to acquire something to lock down this East. This is it. This is it. Acquire somebody.
Yep.
If you can get the Giannis, Durant's gone, LeBron's around, we want to put this, everyone put this organic team together. All right, that's all. Get this player, whatever coach, if you say LB go.
Yeah.
Because Brunson, he doesn't know what's going on. Hart don't know what's going on. The coach, the dad is there. He got hired for Thibodeau. It's been 4 weeks. What's going on?
Right. Yeah.
So, what are you doing? What make us be like, all right, that's why you guys were acting crazy. You had a big surprise in the works. When before the surprise party, the wife or the mom or the sister or the brother, they're acting crazy, and the person who's getting surprised on, they don't know, like, so weird. Why are you doing things so differently? Because they have a surprise for you. That's what I'm hoping is what's happening with the Knicks, because they're doing shit weird, man.
Right.
You heard chat? They're doing shit weird. As the young kids say, you're weird, dude. Like, you're weird. This is weird. They're doing shit like, this is unorthodox, the way they're doing things. So, but if they're gonna pull out, people gonna Matt shorts. But some people are not gonna like this. But we need to go ahead and
we apologize for the audio issues with Dubby tonight. We'll get that squared away for the next show coming up. He is using new equipment, so could be some interference with some of the mic and things like that. So we'll get that squared away for you guys. So we appreciate you as always. W just coming in and out, so I just wanted to say that for the people and everything, watching. It's been it's been an interesting ride with that tonight.
They have to make a move, Matt.
Yeah.
I hope you hear me now, Matt. I mean, right here, you're very status quo, and I get that. A lot of teams have lost players, expect to lose through injury. Mm-hmm. Some of them have walked. Some of them will walk. Some will get traded. The Knicks are going to be status quo, unless they make a deal. But they're going to make a trade. Yeah. That's what we're waiting on, a trade, a big trade. The coach comes with it, and maybe like LeBron, Jordan Clarkson thing coming here makes sense. The Mike Brown interviews, they make sense. Everything makes sense. Yeah. The reason that we waited for 4 weeks to hire a coach makes sense. The reason that we're the first team in NBA history agency makes sense, because we're waiting on the king to arrive with his Calvin. Let's go.
Man, I would love it. I'd love it. It's something that I've always wanted. LeBron has always loved playing in the Garden. Could you imagine him actually wearing the right uniform? Or at least the uniform that I wish he was wearing. It would be absolute cinema. It would save the league. Honestly, it really would.
It would give the league a hell of a boost.
A hell of a boost. I mean,
going into the
so
NBA on NBC, going into the NBA on NBC, that'd be crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and you get to hear MJ talk about him and all that. Oh man, forget about it. It would change the dynamic.
By default, we are the de facto
rulers of the East right now until we throw that in the garbage.
Which is crazy, but it's true. It's
We
true
are,
because
de
like even
facto.
without a freaking coach,
or
again, we
finals
talked about
appearance.
it.
Without a coach or a finals appearance.
Yeah,
because the team
who
that
else
kicked our
is stepping
butts.
up? Yeah,
We don't got to worry about them like that.
right.
The Celtics have totally punted. Forget it. They punted the ball. It's all Landetta, baby.
After Tatum going down on injury, with the ACL or the Achilles,
They punted like Pat McAfee, bro. They punted like McAfee, bro. They're done. I'm surprised. Like when people were talking Jaylen Brown trade rumors, I didn't. They really don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I didn't like the trade for I didn't like the Porzingis trade. You had mentioned it to me on the messages or somewhere in the phone in the chat or whatever. It wasn't on the stream. But they just gave him away.
Yeah.
I didn't dump his salary. They don't care.
Oh man. Oh, I thought you were still talking there.
No, I'm saying they don't care. They don't. The Celtics. They got Derek White. I mean, Anthony Simons is a fantastic player, man. He really is. Anthony Simons from.
I like Anthony Simons. Yep.
Yeah, he's from. He's a Central Florida product. Obviously named after Anthony. But he's a scorer. He developed. After McCollum got traded, he started making his rise, and he's a 19, 20-point scorer. He's efficient. Put the ball in the hoop, period. And they're gonna start him with Derek White, Jaylen Brown. Horford will be gone. They're not gonna bring.
All right, I got one more for you. All right, we're gonna get off the subject of sports for you tonight, and we're gonna end the show. On a more. I know, I hate to say it. I know some of you are like, oh no, don't go there. Don't do it, Matty. We're going to go on a political note because I have to, because I want to. And it's there's too much going on not to. There really isn't. This is what's going on in day and age. And you see
I'm gonna get the bogey for this.
All right, get the bogey. Do what you got to do, baby, all right? Everybody that's here in the chat, again, I appreciate you for stopping by tonight. Great show. I know the sports show hasn't really been around. I think the last one we did was the live. Definitely was the last one that we did. And it was a good one. If you haven't done so, go to the YouTube page. The live is up there. It's a good one indeed. It has me and Dubby. We also have a live mental health episode that was checking real quick for you. Episode, we have a couple. Yeah. The last mental health yesterday was episode 12. That was me solo. Episode 11 was with all three of us, mental health with Epis. Episode 11, go check that out now. Just go to the YouTube page, check out the live tab, and you'll find it right there for you. All right, definitely a good one. A little bit long, over 2 hours. Most of the time our shows go about that long. We're going over 2 hours today, almost 2.5, actually, as a matter of fact. And again, if you want to, check back early on in the episode, I talk about the Mets. We talk a lot of basketball. We talk about the Yankees. Just a lot to break down. There's been so much news. We talk a little bit of gambling with the Beasley thing. Just too much going on. Wander Franco, sexual, suspension, the whole nine, him getting in trouble. There's a lot going on in the sports realm right now. And there's so many things that we haven't even touched on. But we appreciate your support. Please like, follow, and subscribe if you haven't already done so here on Twitch, here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're all over the place, everybody. Keep showing up. Over 11,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's a beautiful
11,000.
thing. Over 11,000. And again, I did promise you, the fans, that we would be giving away shirts. All right. You see one of them right there. Dubby's wearing Keep Showing Up shirt. All right. We will be giving those away in a show in the near future. Just haven't decided when. I really want to make it a good one for you guys. I really want to make sure it's a good time slot to get more of you involved, to be there. The last giveaway we did was great. We had a lot of people tune in for that one, and it was just the energy was electric, and we want to match that as well. And I also, I'm also limited in production right now, so in terms of the sizes available for the shirts, it may not be ideal for everybody. So, that's also something as well that I have to consider. Maybe I get some more hats in the meantime. Maybe I make some more shirts. So, but that is coming. Just be patient for that. And as always, the channel is growing. There's so many other things. Check out my personal page, Epis Benedetti, on Instagram, Facebook, and the Talk. I post weekly content about my running, my training, my marathon, things like that. I got a couple of other things in the works as well, so stay tuned, man. It's a beautiful thing. So, Dub, politics,
Yes.
baby. What's going on in the world today? Well, Mr. Elon Musk has decided to stir that damn pot one more time. We've seen him and Trump in a Twitter war amongst each other a couple of weeks ago now. Elon taking a step back away from the whole Doge, department, and kind of just going into his own little corner in the Twitter landscape. And now he's just decided to take the option and talking shit.
Right.
So I got it up for the screen for you guys right there. This was posted 14 hours ago from USA Today. Quote by Elon Musk: "Every member of Congress who campaigned on reducing government spending and then immediately voted for the biggest debt increase in history should hang their head in shame, and they will lose their primary next year if it is the last thing I do on this earth." So now, Elon's going after Trump's tax and budget bill, rightfully so. If any of you, unless you make millions and millions of
you were
dollars,
cool with it. That was his homie. He knew what he was doing. Elon didn't get something that he was supposed to get, bro, and now he's lashing out.
Yeah, I don't
he
know
didn't
if
care about this bill.
He probably didn't. You're right, but
he's standing up for the people.
Maybe he didn't. Now he is. He's taking that option because he's trying to resurrect his freaking business and his image in that space. And Tesla took a hit, man. Tesla took a hit, during that time. And I haven't checked the market recently. I don't know where it's currently sitting at. I could check it for. Let me check.
This is all about Elon.
But you're right. He's trying to save face, most likely. I can get behind the message. By the way, Tesla at the moment sitting at exactly $300.71 USD, down 16%. No, down 16.95. That's a 5.34% decrease today. So that's not good. It's actually a shit day for Tesla.
Because he's barking up the wrong tree.
Because he's barking up the wrong tree and going against his boy. And a lot of the billionaires, they probably, shorted this guy and said, screw him.
He's an immigrant.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, well, that went out the way along with him.
No, he's an immigrant again now. He's talking about deporting him. He's saying deport him.
I know. Well, on that note as well, let's switch over as well.
Elon deserves all of this, bro. Let's be for real, Matt.
All right. I don't know if he deserves that, but, he deserves
because he was on this guy was doing on his deportation spree, and Elon was right behind him.
It wasn't even that. Elon wasn't in charge of the deportation shit.
But he was with the guy doing it.
No, he was with the guy doing budget cuts and cutting areas of state and federal agencies that had no business being cut. And Trump has only continued that in his path. A part of this bill, they were trying to sell, 300 million acres of,
Elon
national
was
parks.
there when he was doing.
No, but
when
Elon had nothing to say about that, dude. That wasn't his thing. That wasn't his thing. It wasn't his department.
He's talking about it now.
But it wasn't his part. That wasn't his role. You know what I'm saying? I'll defend him in that sense. Now, where I don't defend him, yeah, he knew about it. They all freaking know about it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but now
even Trump's own people are coming out against him. You know, you have other Republican senators speaking out against this bill. They realize how trash bill this is. This is going to set the country back in tremendous amount of debt. Talk about the Biden administration, Obama administration. Yes, go screw yourself. This is everything that you said you wouldn't do, and now you're doing it. All to benefit you in the process, and on top of that, just complete market manipulation that's going on right now with your little pump and dump schemes over there with the freaking Trump coin, manipulating the market with your freaking tweets and shit like that. Why is everybody else get accused of this, and this guy just walks willy-nilly and is able to do whatever the hell he is? It's crazy. This is insane. We are living in an absolute dictatorship in this country, and it needs to be stopped. I'm sorry. I don't care what side you're on. It becomes a moral issue at this point. You know, and then we haven't even gotten to the immigration issue right now. And I'll show you a perfect freaking example of that. Zohran Mamdani.
But I mean,
Zohran, bro, let me cook, baby. Zohran Mamdani, recently elected primary in New York City. I voted for him. That's right, I voted for him. Showed up. I also voted for the clown as well as a fourth Paperboy Love Prince. But yeah,
very good.
Yeah, had to give him a little bit. Nah, but Zohran was my guy. All right, Mamdani, and rightfully so. Everybody's getting hard on this guy because he's a socialist. God forbid, you want equality in terms of wages and living expenses and this and that. People don't like to hear this shit because they don't think it's a realistic possibility because of the brainwashing that they've been dealt their whole entire lives. It's a boomer generation where they think, your tax-paying money have been wasted in so many ways you can't even fathom. Here's a guy that actually wants to put it to good use. And now, because of the whole Israel-Palestine thing, you're calling him freaking, his racism towards him. Oh, let's deport his ass. Oh, he's anti-Semitic. Oh, he's this and that. Oh, he's a socialist. You guys are all a bunch of idiots, man. Let's just get along and freaking find a common ground on certain issues, man. There's nothing wrong with this guy's doing. And now your own president of the United States has literally saying that he'll stop federal funding for New York City if they elect him to be mayor. And I hope damn well that they do. I hope it. I wish it so much. It's the smoking gun that needs to freaking happen. Because for one, I don't even believe him. He's got so much business and all that shit here, like, you'll fold, man. It's like something's going to happen. Or, you know what? Good. Let's elect him and deport his ass. Deport his ass. So, like, a change needs to happen. I'm not advocating. I don't hope that upon him. But you know what? Even Mamdani say, I guarantee you, he would come through and say the same thing. You know what? If it happens, let it happen. It needs to happen. This is a statement by Mamdani in response. Oh, I'm going to get that up for you. In response to the Trump comments. Trump coming out outspokenly. I could get that for you guys as well, but I was just kind of skipping ahead here. Trump coming out and saying that he's going to deport him, saying not to elect him, and again, that he'll take away federal funding. I mean, it's getting real, America. This is what it is. So here's the statement right here. The President of the United States just threatened to have me arrested, stripped of my citizenship, put in a detention camp, and deported. Not because I have broken any law, but because I will refuse to let ICE terrorize our city. His statements don't just represent an attack on our democracy, but an attempt to send a message to every New Yorker who refuses to hide in the shadows. If you speak up, they will come for you. We will not accept this intimidation. That Trump included praise for Eric Adams, Dub, you'll love this, in his authoritarian threats is unsurprising, but highlights the urgency of bringing an end to this mayor's time in City Hall. At the very moment when MAGA Republicans are attempting to destroy the social safety net, kick millions of New Yorkers off of health care, and enrich their billionaire donors at the expense of working families, it is a scandal that Eric Adams echoes this president's division, distraction, and hate.
Well,
my man's
Matt,
yes.
As far as New York City mayor race, I've been keeping track of it, and I see a lot of the banter, and I've seen everything you spoke about today. I saw that. I saw this recent stuff, and as far as it's crazy, we seen independent, and it's almost the MAGA mayor.
Yeah.
You know, we watched it happen, and we saw the reason. You know, like I said, his party got rid of him, like Humpty Dumpty, and they're gonna prop him up. The question is, it's not about anymore, because he is their representative. The question is New York City red enough? Are they MAGA enough to get this done for them? Because this is New York City. They're not gonna vote. It's not even.
You know, and now they've really.
I could be wrong.
Adams really hurt himself, you know, by going. Well, he had no choice, right? He had to switch to the independent party now.
So the whole way over.
So now he's splitting the balance. He's splitting the ballot between him and Cuomo, which is gonna kill the votes for them. Like you just had.
Cuomo's gone. Isn't Cuomo gone?
No, Cuomo's on the ballot, bro. Cuomo is on the ballot. It's kind of weird how that happened too, because he conceded before the actual primary was even concluded.
This guy,
like Mamdani just concluded. They just concluded counting the votes today. Actually, he officially won today.
How's Cuomo on the ballot? He didn't get beat.
He did. It doesn't matter. He's still on the ballot. They're putting him on the ballot. You know, even though he conceded I don't know how that necessarily works. But
I saw some. I saw an ad.
I
was watching ABC News New York the other day. I watch the news a lot of times in New York. Whatever. And I seen an ad about how do you say the gentleman's name?
Mamdani. Zohran
Mamdani.
Mamdani.
All right.
Yeah.
Mamdani.
Yeah.
I seen an ad about Mamdani, and they were. And I think, and honestly, like, I know people who don't want to vote for, like, oh, this guy's gonna. And in their circles, they're saying that, you know, this guy's gonna don't get this guy. This guy's a socialist. You know, it's all about the battle. I mean, we know we can see deep of this bullshit, and it's just a lot of it is banter and political bullshit. You know, propaganda. It is a liberal town, and it's known to vote liberal mayors. When the last time we've had even though Adams is not officially a Republican, but he's a MAGA mayor.
Yeah, well, now he's listed as an independent, so I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on. He's backed by Trump.
It hurts them in so many ways. The only thing that could potentially, you know, give him the boost is Trump and like a super PAC. Like people
come out.
People are going to throw so much money towards his campaign.
Right.
It's insane. You know, I don't know if it's going to be enough. The one glaring thing with Zohran in terms of this primary election, he got the young voter, the 18, I believe, the 18 to 24. Right. The 18 to 24 demographic came out in astronomical
90%.
highs. Astronomical highs, bro. I think, like upwards. Like, it's insane how much young voters were a part of this. And I think it's going to be,
I think it might, you know? I don't think it's going to be the total flip. I think there'll be more, it won't be as high as a differential when you talk about the older voters voting for Adams. Yeah, but I think he's going to definitely get a strong majority of that. They don't want no part of that. A lot of them, they're going to get Staten Island to come out and vote for Adams. Is Trump going to get them to come out?
Well, I think they're coming out, but I think the change is that we've seen an uptick in the primaries, and it shows. It shows with the young ones, you know.
I don't think Adams and Cuomo are going to split the vote because Cuomo is a Dem. Like, I don't think any of those people are going to be like, I'm sure there's people on the fence who aren't going to be involved in that blue-red crap.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I mean, like, you know, honestly, in years past, you know, I'm 33, so I haven't, you know, had all that much opportunity, I suppose, to
vote. Yeah,
to
probably 3 or 4,
vote
right?
right. You know what I'm saying? So this was the first time that I actually ever showed up and voted in those polls. I usually wait till the presidency or the
Yeah, you been
actual
older, baby.
the actual mayor election, right? So this
Yeah,
is a
you been
time
old,
for
baby.
me. I know, right? I'm old now, where I'm like, no, we gotta go vote.
Yeah,
No,
come
but
on,
you know
baby.
what?
Come on, Maeve. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah, and we did. But
Yeah, I know it.
But listen, and that's important, and you should. And this is where it matters most at this local level, as opposed to even presidential level. Like
Absolutely,
you know-
these representatives, your local reps, they're everything.
Sure.
If they know you can, they'll kiss your ass. Or if they know you have pull and you can get them votes, they'll you personally.
Yeah.
Like if
No,
you
no doubt.
like people, no one goes out the people come out every 4 years to vote for. There's millions of Americans. They come out every 4 years to vote for a president.
Yeah.
A president who really this is just gonna take like locally you can't do shit for
Right.
you
Right.
know?
Right.
Anything the president does doesn't affect you and my. So and then he does, but yeah, absolutely going to the primaries and voting. This is
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, bro. It's gonna be interesting to see.
for sure.
There's going to be so much news on it going forward. And listen, another subject that's gone on politically and that's spearheaded this whole crazy movement is the ending of the birthright citizenship in America, and that not only about that, but the loophole that took away power to the lower courts and basically handed over executive power to Trump and this administration to do whatever the hell it is they want at this point. And we've officially hit a dictatorship. I don't care what you want to hear and read and watch and whatever and things like that, but this is the same shit that happened in Auschwitz, all right? They're building detention centers down in the Everglades in Florida. The shit is happening, okay? Next are the gas chambers. I'm letting you know now. It's coming. All right? Like this Trump's America is a very different America. And as much as you like the idea of what he spewed to you and all the promises he made, now you're seeing the proof in the pudding. Oh, and just the other day, by the way, not going to let that go, but 3 firefighters shot down. Where was it? In California, Dub? Did you hear about this? All right. A MAGA supporter started a wildfire, okay? Started a wildfire intentionally to shoot and kill the first responders that showed up. Okay? Where's the national news on that one? Where's the headlines?
Didn't the guy in Minnesota kill those reps and the wife and shot 4?
Yes. We
killed the couple and the other couple was a rep and they wounded them. I mean,
sure. Yeah.
It's a wild time, man.
It's a wild time indeed. And listen, rest in peace to those firefighters. I'm trying to get their names up because they deserve mention. My man started fire. I'm sorry, I have to. Especially me.
Yeah.
Me and you, having been first responders and all that. It was in Idaho. A man who started a wildfire and then fatally shot 2 firefighters and wounded another in northern Idaho was a 20-year-old transient who attacked the first responders after they asked him to move his vehicle.
That's what he wanted.
Totally a premeditated attack, sounds like to me. And again, this is apparently MAGA following, young guy, 20 years old, but
crazy.
This is where is the national news?
Is he alive or they shoot him dead? Shot dead?
No, they got him. Yeah, he's alive.
Bad.
He's good. Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah,
There's no point in him being on Earth. What's this guy gonna do on Earth? What's this guy gonna do for the
These are
Earth?
the names. 2 veteran firefighters, Battalion Chief Frank Harwood, 42 years old, who had been with the county fire department for 17 years, was killed.
Yeah.
And a Kootenai County Fire and Rescue Chief Christopher Way said during a news conference on Monday, Harwood was married and had 2 children, and he was also a veteran of the Army National Guard. Rest in peace for him.
Rest in peace.
Coeur d'Alene Fire Department Battalion Chief John Morrison, 52 years old, was also killed after working with the department for 28 years. And David Tisdale, 47, sustained gunshot wounds and is still in critical condition as far as I last heard. He had 2 successful surgeries, but still in very critical condition, fighting for his life. So there you go, man. There's just more and more stories like this, more and more mishaps going on, people being taken from their homes, from the courts, from the schools, from everywhere. Everybody outside of my immigrant coworker who I can't stand. I don't know how she's still around, but Jesus Christ, she's all holding strong.
She got a plan.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know. She is bulletproof, man. My God. Yeah, no. But yes, I hope she doesn't happen to her. I really hope. I mean, she has 3 kids.
It's tongue in cheek.
It's tongue in cheek. It is.
Matty's a sweetheart.
You know, I would never, as much as I dislike the woman, I would never want to see her that and her kids go through that. It's a shame. No parent, no children, no anybody should ever have to be dealing with what we're dealing with today. You know, I mentioned it. You know, me and Dorothy have spoken about it. Like, we have a realistic dialogue about leaving the country. Like, I'm in the process of getting the passport.
What country would you go to?
And probably Japan, to be honest.
You gonna stream still? I got my man out there.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. The stream don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you know, I could take that anywhere. I don't know. I would probably say Canada first. Japan's a hard second. And maybe the homeland, bro. We go back to China. I don't know. I go freaking
Canada. If I go to Canada, I might go with Charlie.
If I go to China, I might just go. The stream might be over then. The stream might be over then. I might I might just go up in the hills and like, you know, harvest rice and shit and
or Marbury.
Yeah. Nah, more than Marbury. I'm gonna be up in the hills chilling. All right.
Yeah, Marbury.
You know,
Marbury's in the city.
You ain't never.
He's out there. He lives there,
he's
bro.
He's out there, but he's in the city life. You know, he ain't. Yeah. I'm talking the hillside, bro. That's where Dorothy's family comes from.
Right.
You know, so
let's do Canada.
You know.
Let's do Canada. Newfoundland.
I like Canada. I mean, there's a lot of intriguing parts to Canada, especially for me. I mean, free healthcare. We got the hiking out there is amazing. The land alone is beautiful.
Mountain Man Matty.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. British Columbia, here I come, baby.
Oh my God.
Yeah, forget it. You know, there's a lot of good. There's a lot of upside to Canada. Hell yeah. And I love the winter. I'm a winter guy. So for me, I'm on board. You know, like you know.
Now, this is crazy. We're talking about
But I know, but it's dead serious. And the reason why I say that, it's not so much my personal concern, but it's for my wife. I mean, technically with this birthright citizenship, she falls underneath that. You know, her mother was an immigrant, bro. You know, like technically, and
but our mother's a citizen. The birthright citizen thing has been
doesn't matter, bro. Doesn't matter. They proved that to you.
Didn't the court piss on that just now?
No, they did not. Bro,
they said they're gonna do it by state, right?
Have you been paying attention? This is
you know,
what
I
I mean.
haven't paid attention. They said they're gonna do it by state. I just told you.
Right, which is even more of a problem. He's trying to change everything to state instead of federal.
Work.
Yeah,
bro,
okay.
we're about to come to a head soon. It's coming.
Yeah, okay. We'll see about that. I mean, it's already happening. They're already talking about deporting legal citizens, rolling back legal citizenship, and deporting. They're saying it's going to be criminals only. Yeah, they already said that.
Yeah, 80% of the people they deported have been law-abiding people.
Right, and they've already said that. They were already falling against that word as well. You know, like it's... I'm sorry, I don't believe anything they said. If they give you a little bit, there's a lot more that's going on, and so like that's the scary part about
bro,
it. Bro,
the people we're not gonna let it happen, man. The people are not gonna. People are gonna. It's something, bro. This is only been 6 months. We're only 6 months into this administration.
No doubt. It's gonna get to a point where there's gonna be civil unrest. You know, there already is civil unrest.
There's no way we can hang on for. Yeah. Months. We're gonna get like.
Could you imagine 4 years? 4 years?
42 more months. We already 4 years left.
And you
We're
know
only
that
half a year in.
that's not the ending of it either, because you know damn well, like, you know, he's already trying to find ways around that.
Bro, this
and
guy's
stay here for
77,
another term.
78 years. He's 75 years old, man.
You know, Trump's the type that will go as long as he can.
I know. He's
You know.
the evil live a long time.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Listen, you know, I know it's a touchy subject for all, but, you know, I'm sorry. Wake the hell up. Open your eyes a little. I don't, you know, whether you're MAGA Republican, you know, Democrat, liberal, independent, doesn't freaking matter. You know, there's a seriously...
You're a human being first.
You're a human being first. There's a seriously moral issue with what's going on here, and the rest of the world sees it. I'm sorry if you're controlled by the media and things like that, and, you know, whatever it is, you know, your algorithm is spewing you the other side and the justifying side. I'm sorry.
Maggie,
Read between
Matty,
the
man.
lines. You know?
Honestly, my friend, the lines have been drawn. People are where they're at. No one's moving over anywhere.
Well, I
It
don't
is
know,
what it
man.
is.
You know, I'm
The
always
shields are
going to
up.
be that type that will, you know, believe and, you know, give benefit of the doubt and, you know, think that, you know, maybe there's a different side in a person.
No, man.
You know.
Not everybody thinks like you.
No,
and
I
not
know,
everything,
I know.
And there are things that are important to you that will make sense to be important to you, like family and love. It's not the most important thing to other people.
No doubt.
You know?
No doubt.
Sick.
Yeah.
It's what it is. Not
It is
everybody's for us.
It is
But, you
sick.
know, we have to find a way to persevere through these times because these next 18 to 20, like the Mets.
Yeah. Indeed. You're right. And that's a beautiful way to end it tonight, bro. I appreciate that.
friend.
You know, yeah. Both in the sports realm of things, political realm of things, the next month, 2 months are going to be very telling of the direction, especially for the Metsies, our Metsies, all right?
New York City mayoral race. The winner of that is the mayor of the United States. That's what the New York City is. It's a big position. It's the most important mayoral position in the world.
It's funny that you say that. Did I tell you that? That
No.
Oh, bro, as I was coming out of voting for this primary, there was this
No.
woman, there's this older couple.
No, you told me that story.
I told you
About
that,
the older
right?
couple. What'd she say?
Yeah, she said exactly that. Oh, I voted for Cuomo, the mayor of the United States.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did. But I said to you when you told me that, I said it actually is that.
I guess so.
When we had a
it's
conversation
not,
because
but, you know,
everyone.
yeah.
I mean, it's a fictitious. You know, it's
Yeah.
like America's team. You know, well, this is more truthful than America's team. But the mayor of the United States, because everyone comes to New York City. It's the biggest hub in the world, almost. Just transportation hub. Everybody who comes there, who's important, whether it's world leaders or billionaires or big CEOs, they all go to the mayor. You know how many people Adams have met? Whoever you're the mayor, you're gonna see them, you're gonna meet them, you're gonna shake all these hands. So many influencers.
Right.
And I mean, we're influencers. Not it's you know, this is a big position, you know. And Trump would love to get his city back, and with their he would be able to do that in his mind. It's real lot TV dictator, I'll take over the world type of thing. But that's what we're dealing with. This is real comic book shit in real life. Supervillain.
No doubt about it, bro. No doubt about it. It's an interesting time to be alive. But we're here for it. We're here for it nonetheless.
Yeah. We're going to keep showing up, too.
We're going to keep showing up, just like it says on Dubby shirt right there. All right. Episode 28, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a beautiful evening with all of you. A lot of you came by tonight. A lot of you stayed, and we appreciate you. Thank you, Gino, for calling in tonight. We appreciate you. If you're, tuning in a little late, and you're like, oh, man, I wish I could have called.
Well, we 3 hours? We had a run tonight.
There will be more shows going forward. And there will be more opportunities for you to join in on the conversation. If you'd like to call in, reach out to me. We'll make it happen. Sorry, I'm going to cough. Matty, he's dealing with this. Oh, God.
Cough button, Matty. Cough button.
The cough button's no good if I'm the one that's still talking. All right, sir? I could hit the cough, but I could do this. But I still got to pause and talk a little bit. So maybe I'll, for the sake of you guys not having to hear it. All right. But again, thank you for everybody for tuning in tonight, man. It's been a fabulous show. If you want to catch the rest of it, play it back. It'll be up there on YouTube. I'm going to do a post-edited version for this one, especially because we took a break, little 5-minute break in between the show there.
Fiasco.
And yeah, apparently I muted some of the segment about LeBron James. That's okay, though. We did get to the subject, Dub. Life goes on, baby. All right? Keep showing up, everybody. We love and appreciate all the support. Check out all the socials. Like, follow, subscribe. You know the deal. And stay tuned. Dub's not working too much going forward. I know we got July 4th coming up, so please, everybody, be safe, all right? Be responsible, safe. You're doing fireworks. I'm doing fireworks. I'm doing a big show. Anybody in the Queens area would like to come down Friday night, I'm starting fireworks at 8:45 p.m. I'm in Fresh Meadows, Queens. Hit me up for the exact location. I'll send it to you. I do I do a little fireworks show. Usually lasts an hour and a half. Definitely gonna blow some shit up, have a good time. Also, stop by for food if you're available. So I'll watch like 1,000 people show up to my house now. Now, listen.
They don't love you like that, man.
Oh wow!
Right?
Okay, Jesus Christ! Yeah,
right,
I'm just joking. I'm joking. We do have like 40 people coming
I'm
through.
kidding, man. Nah, it's gonna be. I wish I could come through, bro.
I know. I wish you could be here too. We have a decent amount coming through for this one, and you know the streets.
I believe it. You know,
when we start the fireworks, we shut down the whole block. All the neighbors come out. It's a good thing. So everybody, be safe this July 4th. All right, enjoy the rest of your week. All right, have a good week with that. Be tuned for us next week, Mental Health Monday. I believe it should be our normal scheduled time, 10 p.m. Eastern, but I will update you on that. And check back if you missed my solo Mental Health Monday, check back on that. If you missed the previous one with all three of us, check back on that one, episode 11. That's a good one as well. All right, folks, that's all we have for you tonight. We could keep on going, but I got to go to bed at some point. So thank you for tuning in, and keep showing up. We'll see you later.
Wake up! You can't remember where it was. Has this dream stopped?
Broadcasting from the capital of sports, it's the Matty B Show. Right here on Epis Sports Radio. Matty B on Epis Sports Radio.
Swung on and into the air. To deep right center. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. Very deep is right. Hits one deep to left field. Headley back near the wall.
Alright, everybody, have a good night. It's your boy Matty B, Epis Sports Radio, Dubby Dubois. Keep showing up. Until next time.
What was that? 3 hours?
Matty B!
That was 3 hours?
Yep.